keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I guess like the man John Wick said, I'm back. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I know we normally do Tuesday show, but things happen, so I had to move it to Friday. So I appreciate everybody rocking out with us. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. I got two great guests, and for the first time in Can I Get Some Podcast history, the panel is open. So if people want to jump up and give their opinion, their insights, and tell a little story about anything related to the topic, please feel free to jump on. Camera's got to be on. I don't do that avatar thing up here. We got to see your face. You got to be able to see the realness or the bullshit in your face when we're talking to you. So like I said, it's up there. If you haven't already, please like the video on your way in, subscribe, and if you like what you hear once you get into it, feel free to share it. First, I want to just introduce the people on the panel. First, I just want to introduce my boy here. He rocks with me a lot. He's a super dope cat. I like doing shows with him. Give it up to my man, the sophisticated jerk.
Appreciate you for having us here, Dane.
No problem. Give yourself a slight introduction.
All right, no doubt. Just a sophisticated jerk. Like Dame said, man, rock with him a lot on a lot of podcasts, Shelby too, but originally from New York, down in VA, senior procurement executive. So that's about it right now.
Cool. We love that for you, man. All right. Appreciate you coming on and always rocking out with us, man. All right. Next, we have the lovely and talented Miss Shelby. How you doing, Shelby? Why don't you give yourself a slight introduction?
Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm living in Mass right now. I'm 29. I've done, this is probably my third time on a live podcast, so I'm kind of new to this, but yeah, it's fun.
Appreciate you coming through. All right. Like I said before, anybody watching on IG or on YouTube, feel free to jump on. If you want to jump on, feel free to come over to the YouTube channel. The link is going to be in my YouTube stories to hit the StreamYard to jump on. We're more than welcome to have you because this is going to be an interesting topic. Now, this I feel like this is a topic that's everybody talks about in various ways. If I go on some panels, men are screaming, "Hey, women cheat more than men," or I'm, it's not really cheating. I'm just exercising my options. Women are screaming, all men cheat, and to kind of normalize it in your relationship to expect that the person that you were going to be with is going to be unfaithful to you. So I don't really rock with that, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Feel free to shoot us something in the chat if you want us to talk about something, or if you have your opinion, or like I said before, the StreamYard is up in the link if you want to go ahead and join the panel and just tell us what you think face to face. First, I want to show some love to people in the panel. First, I go, Pata, she I've been on a couple of shows with her. She's a really dope person. Pata, if you feel like coming up, feel free to jump on, click that link and come on up. I'll be more than happy to have you up here. And then, of course, we got the sage, my man, Paulo Fessa. Paulo, if you feel like jumping up, it's all good. You're always welcome. And then we got Mr. Terrence Johnson right here, somebody I've known all my life. So if you feel like coming up, hit the link and come on up. Oh, once again, another shout out to Lovely World. Lovely, I know you came up on Wheels. The link is there. If you feel like you want to come up, feel free to come up. If you got anything you want to say on the subject, I'll be more than happy to listen to what you got to say. All right. So back to the topic at hand, cheating. Now, when I was thinking about putting this together, I could go a couple of different ways, but I think what I want to do, I want to ask a couple of questions on the panel. Feel free to ask me things too. I'll answer what I'm asked. And then I've got some insight from Seda Khan. She's a really, really great psychologist who does a lot of when it comes to relationships and how people interact with each other. I really follow her on YouTube, and she always has some really, really great insights that I gain a lot of information from. So without further ado, I want to ask a question, and then I'm going to follow up with a video from Saida, just to see, kind of gauge the temperature of the room real quick. All right. Okay. What is cheating to you? Like, I'll go with Shelby first. What is cheating? What, because everybody thinks it's one thing, but everybody's definition can be, it can vary. So Shelby, what's cheating to you?
I feel like cheating is like doing something that if your partner knew what you were doing, like they wouldn't be okay with it, or something that your partner, like, you don't want them to know what you're doing. So to me, that's like cheating, or at least
that's a bit.
But like full blown cheating would probably like well, see, there's like emotional cheating and there's like physical cheating. So physical
We're
cheating.
We're gonna talk about that too.
Any type of like physical contact that's like should not happen with another person, and then emotional cheating where you're like venting, I guess, about all your problems with your partner to someone else or something, or you're saying things that you shouldn't be saying to someone else. So.
Okay, you're creating an intimacy with somebody else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about you, Jerk?
Yeah, I'll say cheating for me is when you break a commitment with somebody, whether it's like you're just in a regular relationship, marriage, you guys talk about like, hey, we're just solely together, you have that conversation, then you step out of it, whether emotionally or you actually have some intimacy with somebody else. I think that's cheating, how I would look at it.
Yeah, and that's like kind of like the standard way most people look at it in relationships. I would agree with that. To me, I feel like cheating is anything that you go against any kind of covenants or understanding that you expressed in your relationship. I think a lot of people have assumptions in a relationship that can lead to miscommunications and inadvertently can cheat. And I'm telling you, not because I don't mean like sleep with somebody. There's no accident. You don't accidentally fall down and have sex with somebody. I think, but there's things that people consider cheating, because I've learned throughout my studying for this podcast that there's a lot more things that women consider cheating than men. And that's one thing, like, that they'll have they'll have a degree of reaction to that's in the vein of you feel like you're being cheated on. Like, for example, I was watching this thing where a woman saw another woman like rub her man's bicep and like squeeze it. And it was like, oh my God, and give him a compliment on it. And she got really bad. Like, why is she touching you? Why are you letting her touch you? And in her mind, that was kind of betrayal and kind of like the start of a possible infidelity situation. So it's that was a funny thing. I didn't know that women really consider things that can be somewhat considered innocuous as infidelity. Would you disagree with that, Shelby? Would you disagree with that? You feel like women would possibly think more things you're being more faithful by doing a lot more than a man might?
I think there's like a lot of things that like say a man does and then a woman has a problem with, and then like the guys don't think anything of it. But if it was like flipped the other way, if it was happening with the woman, they'd be upset about it too. They just like don't realize it until like afterwards, like if it was flipped,
Okay. Mm-hmm. What about you, Jerk?
I had to think about it. I think females, from the intimate, I think guys might cheat more, but I do think like females would do the emotional stuff. And then also I like something Shelby said, because I never thought about it when she said like people, I say like vocalizing things to other people outside the relationship, like they might be bad mouthing their partner. So I can see probably females doing that a little bit more also. So I would say like in those matters, if you looking at emotional cheating, I would say females probably would do it a little bit more than guys.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll give one a shout out to my man DL saying, what's up, DL? If you want to come up, like I said, the link's up there. Feel free to jump on if you got a minute. I know I love rocking out with this brother. He always has some good insights. And if I'm ever in Tampa, I'm definitely checking this cat out. Funny guy, insightful guy, like hanging out with him. All right. So what I want to do is go to the next question and that question is going to be, why do people cheat? And I'm not going to ask it of you. I'm going to let Saida Khan
Okay.
kind of go over her impression from studying and talking to people, what she's come up for the reasons why people are unfaithful. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. All right. Let's get to it.
I would honestly say if you ever get cheated on, I know people hate me for this, but it's usually your fault. And the reason I say that, particularly with men, a cheating woman shows you every red flag from day one. If you choose to ignore red flags, you'll pay the price. In life, you pay prices, there's price tags. Now, everybody shows you that the cheaters show you they're going to be a cheat. And how they show it is very simple, their values. They'll show you that they've done it in the past. Maybe they show you that they are not so traditional. Maybe they show you that they don't believe in monogamy. Maybe they're addicted to pornography. Cheaters show you their past. They show you everything. Now, if you don't want to get cheated on, you either choose that cheater but know what the score is, and then you don't get hurt, or you know what's going to happen. But ignoring red flags is always going to land you in that position. Now, whenever I have clients that have been cheated on a lot for 5-6 years, a man's got another mistress, or 3 years she's still been talking to her ex, I was like, there's no way she can get to 3 years without you consenting. And they're like, what do you mean by that? I was like, there would have been late replies, there would have been days their phones are off, there would have been not telling you where they're going. They tell you everything. Their social media would have suggested something. You would have been questioning them sometimes, and they would have got defensive rather than reassuring you. They would have been signs you chose to ignore them. The price you pay for that, unfortunately, is infidelity. So you either accept an unfaithful and know what they're doing, and then just decide, okay, I can accept it, but I'd rather be with you than not without you. But denying the red flags is always, it's going to catch up on you. The infidelity is going to occur. So that's why people get cheated on. Why people choose to do it is because they can get the comfort of a relationship with the joy and pleasure of an alternative connection. So they get two in one. So they might get the comfort of somebody who pays the bills, but the sex life of a young personal trainer that she wants. And he might get the comfort of a good wife, but then the sexual experience of a escort when he goes and does that. So we become so greedy. We don't realize that some things have to involve a sacrifice. A healthy marriage has to involve sacrificing the alternatives. We don't see the need to sacrifice alternatives because now we are so gluttonous. Even if we eat a lot, we can still do that and get surgery. Even if we spend a lot, we can still get credit cards. We no longer see the sacrifice of alternatives as required in order for positive outcomes.
Wow, what did I think of that? That was strong. That's why I like her. She asked some stuff. I want to welcome to the panel my man, funny guy, insightful guy, Mr. DL. Saying, how you doing, baby?
What's good?
Everyone in the back.
Man, what'd you say? You say something, Jerk?
Oh, I was gonna say I saw the airborne tag in the back. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate the service.
Appreciate that. Yeah, once upon a time, man. That was the life, bro. That was the life for me.
Oh man, you army guys.
Don't be jealous, bro. Don't be jealous, man. You had your shit.
So I just want to kind of touch on what she said. Anybody have anything that they want to comment on what you just heard, what you just saw? DL, since you just came here, anything you want to say? And then we'll maybe go to Shelby and then Jerk, and then I'll jump in there.
Okay. All right, cool. And just want to start off by saying, good to meet you, Sister Shelby, brother Jerk. Pleasure to meet you guys. Yeah, man, cheating. That's everyone's talking about. I think she was on point what she was saying. I think a lot of people just. My thing is this: like, if you're going to be in a relationship, if you're going to be open like that, just tell whoever you're dealing with that's what you're doing. Don't lie. To me, cheating is lying. If you explain to people, look, if I'm with a woman and I tell her, hey, I'm running a rotation, you're number 3 of 5 or whatever, and she says okay, then she can't be mad if she sees me out with the other 4. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But most people don't do that, especially men. They're just gonna lie. They're just gonna lie. Then they get caught. Women, women cheat, I think, just as much as men do. I mean, I think it's very close. When you actually look at, the amount of people who are cheating, I think it's a pretty even split. Maybe it's a hair more men than doing it, but I think it's really more women doing it, to be honest with you, because it's easier for them to get intimacy and attention. But don't lie about it. Just because women are good at it and they don't get caught, it doesn't make it right. And if you are one of those women, I've come across women who are like female players. They'll tell you like, yeah, You know I'm married. You know I'm with dude. If you want to mess with me, cool, but just don't turn your face upside down when you see me with my man. So, and if you agree to do it, well, there you go. You in it.
Okay. All right. All right. How about you, Shelby?
Hi, nice to meet you. Like the first stuff she was saying, I was like, I wasn't sure if I really agreed with her, like that, like someone that cheats is always a cheater, like it's like just who they are or something. Like I feel like people might like make mistakes or something, or they could like change as a person or whatever. And then what was the second part she was talking about?
There's signs. There's usually signs that the
Oh,
person is cheating that you choose to ignore.
oh,
That you might be dealing with somebody, or you might be setting yourself to be unfaithful.
yeah. Well, no, the on the other part that she was saying, she was like, what the hell is she saying? Oh, she was saying like why people cheat. She was
Okay.
or she was saying that like some people want the comfort of a relationship, but they also want like the thrill of like sleeping with someone else. And like I've heard that like straight from people. They're like, yeah, I want the comfort of a relationship, but I want the thrill, or like I want to have my cake and eat it too, type of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of like a reason why a lot of people cheat is I feel like they're like looking for something else outside of them to like fulfill them in ways that they're not fulfilling themselves. So that's
Understand.
yeah.
That makes sense. All right. I want to welcome and recognize the lovely and talented Miss Polly, the princess of polyamory, is in the house. Miss Polly. At work, she's taking time from the job. She's coming to rock out with us on the company dime.
You know, she
Oh
was
my
faking that. She was like, "Let me put some papers on a thing." We see you, Miss Polly.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, supervisor. Oh God. So that,
Oh
yeah.
God. So we know what? I'll go to you then. Did you have a chance to hear the video of what she was saying?
I did not.
Okay.
But you know, I have my perspective on cheaters anyway. So you
Okay.
know, but go ahead.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to show it again or
Yeah.
go
I'll
ahead?
show you. I'll do it real quick. I'll do a real quick replay of it so you can get the full context of what we were talking about. Hold on a second. Let me share it again. All right.
In your experience?
I would honestly say if you ever get cheated on, I know people hate me for this, but it's usually your fault. And the reason I say that, particularly with men, a cheating woman shows you every red flag from day one. If you choose to ignore red flags, you'll pay the price. In life, you pay prices. There's price tags. Now, everybody shows you that the cheaters show you they're going to be a cheat. And how they show it is very simple. Their values. They'll show you that they've done it in the past. Maybe they show you that they are not so traditional. Maybe they show you that they don't believe in monogamy. Maybe they're addicted to pornography. Cheaters show you their past. They show you everything. Now, if you don't want to get cheated on, you either choose that cheater but know what the score is, and then you don't get hurt, or you know what's going to happen. But ignoring red flags is always going to land you in that position. Now, whenever I have clients that have been cheated on a lot for 5-6 years, a man's got another mistress, or 3 years she's still been talking to her ex, I was like, there's no way she can get to 3 years without you consenting. And they're like, what do you mean by that? I was like, there would have been late replies, there would have been days their phones are off, there would have been not telling you where they're going. They tell you everything. Their social media would have suggested something. You would have been questioning them sometimes, and they would have got defensive rather than reassuring you. They would have been signs. You chose to ignore them. The price you pay for that, unfortunately, is infidelity. So you either accept an unfaithful and know what they're doing, and then just decide, okay, I can accept it, but I'd rather be with you than not without you. But denying the red flags is always, it's going to catch up on you. The infidelity is going to occur. So that's why people get cheated on. Why people choose to do it is because they can get the comfort of a relationship with the joy and pleasure of an alternative connection. So they get two in one. So they might get the comfort of somebody who pays the bills, but the sex life of a young personal trainer that she wants. And he might get the comfort of a good wife, but then the sexual experience of a escort when he goes and does that. So we become so greedy. We don't realize that some things have to involve a sacrifice. A healthy marriage has to involve sacrificing the alternatives. We don't see the need to sacrifice alternatives because now we are so gluttonous. Even if we eat a lot, we can still do that and get surgery. Even if we spend a lot, we can still get credit cards. We no longer see the sacrifice of alternatives as required in order for positive outcomes.
All right. That was what she was talking about. What are your
Okay.
take on what she was saying, Miss Polly?
Okay. So I'll say I do agree with her when she said you can see it. I'll say, especially for on women, you can see it. You can just see it. Like you said, the late replies. A lot of women, just be in general, most of them very detail oriented for the most part, or they pay attention to some degree. And you'll be able to notice someone is doing something they're not supposed to do, even if like they're acting out of character. Let's say that when your person is acting out of character. Um, and then when she was saying that people they're not really sure like what they want, right? With one person, I do agree with that. There's a lot of people who are very indecisive. This whole world is very indecisive. I think it has a lot to do too with most people don't trust their own decisions. And that's a problem too. When you don't trust your own decisions, you'll always be looking for what else is out there, right? Because if you choose something and you're always doubting that you chose incorrectly, or maybe that's the wrong choice, you're always going to have an eye out for something that's possibly better, or possibly could be the right choice that you matched up. So I think a lot of that has to do with it. And I think a lot of it has to do with the, because you said the sacrifice, and I think that's true. A lot of people don't want to sacrifice all that stuff. Like they don't want to give up having a wife, husband, children, all that, and they don't want to give that up, but they still want to talk to multiple women or men. So they don't really want to sacrifice. But in reality, as I'm poly anyway. I still have to sacrifice myself to have a really good relationship. I sacrifice even in that relationship. So yeah. Okay. And then hang on one second. I have to help one of the employees. So
It's all good.
there.
It's all good.
Miss Polly just fired him. It's all
Shout
right.
out to my man Tommy B, my fellow Bay Area cat. This is a real solid cat. Appreciate you coming through and showing a little bit of love. What's up, Tommy? All right. What about you, Jerk?
First thing I wanted to point out in that video was that dude, he was like mesmerized. My man was just like looking at her. He had his hands in the face. He ain't know anything that was going on. She could have said like pig Latin. He would be like, oh, I respect what you're saying. So yeah, I just saw that, but I wanted to touch up on that. But she went a little overboard, I'll say, on the red flags, because I get what she was saying. First of all, I don't think guys really communicate too much on electronics. I say like older cats, we're more or less like, man, let's pick up the phone and talk. So you're probably going to get a delayed response if you hit me up on some texts. So I think sometimes females can misread that. But I do think the red flags start earlier. And we were kind of hitting on this yesterday, Dame, when we were talking about it, where most of the time people are getting with each other for the wrong reasons to begin with.
Yeah.
Like I'll say sometimes, majority of the time, females are probably materialistic. Guys are superficial. So people line up with each other out of infatuation instead of like the actual, like, I like this person because of these values, standards, principles, whatever. So they're just going for those metrics. And then typically it spirals out of control after that. So I think she went, like I said, a little excessive on the red flags, because I think like guys just don't really communicate. We might be delayed in a response, but don't mean we're just like technically cheating or doing other things like that. So yeah, I'm
So
just
you saying
saying
the
like,
red flags may not, she may be overdoing it with the red flags.
yeah, absolutely. From a guy's perspective, I think it might apply maybe more to a female. So I think that's where she was given maybe a more of a female perspective on that. Because yeah, definitely like females would, I think, communicate a little more on electronic devices and how she was mentioning. So I think that's where she was coming from.
Okay, I agree.
And then also the sacrifice part, I definitely agree with that. I just think most people are greedy. They might see a good person that has a lot of attributes, so they want to hold on to that person while they still kind of roam the streets and do their thing and stuff. So they're like, let me keep this person. and I still want to pursue other things and stuff, which is wrong and stuff. But I think it's mainly greed that messes people up.
All right, let me give a shout out to Gas Mask. I know he's always showing love on Will Show. I appreciate you coming over here and rocking out with me. Appreciate you, Gas Mask. Let's see.
I think Brother Jerk is onto something though, man. I think that
Go ahead.
all this stems from people being selfish and unwilling to make sacrifices, bro. I think a lot of that comes from that. Like, I want, Sister Shelby was like, yeah, people want their cake and eat it too. Yes. Why do I want to get a cake if I ain't gonna eat it? I'm one of those guys. I want my cake and eat it too, but I'm gonna tell all the chefs that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. The bakers, you're gonna be like, I'm eating a lot of cake.
Yeah. I mean, I want vanilla, I want strawberry, man. I want that funny looking cake over there.
My man Terrence Johnson said men cheat for simple reasons typically, usually because the only thing better than coochie is new coochie. I never was one of those cats that was like, only thing better is new coochie is new coochie. But a lot of cats, that's the refrain that I hear a lot from cats. But I'm surprised to hear that from you, TJ, because you've been pretty successful with women in the past. So after a while, you realize it all kinds of starts to be the same. There's maybe 5 different types, and if you've had all 5, it's best to be variations of the same cake. I'm just kidding. All right, let's go to the next question. All right. Is cheating still a deal breaker? Are people still like, you cheat on me, I'm gone? One strike you out, kind of it ain't happening? Or is people kind of like, if it's been normalized where people are like, okay, he's just being a man, he's exercising options, or have men been indoctrinated into the way of thinking that, okay, maybe I was lacking something and I need to pay closer attention to her feelings and things like that in order for her not to feel like she got to step out or something. Are we justifying our way out of cheating being a deal breaker, or is it still the death penalty to a lot of relationships? I want y'all feedback on that. So let me start off with UDL.
I would argue that cheating's never really been a deal breaker. At least I'm in my 50s. I know, just looking back on my personal life, not me, but other people in relationships. I mean, come on now. Dudes will get called, they'll catch their women, or the women to catch them, and they get back together. They, separate for a moment and they come back together. So I think a lot of people want to say that cheating is a deal breaker, but the folks who really walk are few and far between. I'm one of those guys. Again, like I said, let me choose. Tell me what we're doing up front, and let me decide. And if I decide to roll with you, then there's no cheating, because I know. But if we're together and we're supposed to be doing the mano y mano thing, which is something I do. A lot of people like, oh man, you a player, you're an old player now. Like, I've never really been a player. Like, if I was with someone, I'm with that person. I'll get rid of my rotation. This is who I want to be with. I'm going to treat her the way I want to be treated. And if she does something like cheat and I catch her, she's sloppy enough for me to catch her, then yeah, she gone. And there's no discussion. I'm not trying to hold it over your head. I ain't got to sit there and say, hey, if I ever catch you messing around, and that is that. Nah, I'm gone. I move. I move like the airborne move. You won't even know I'm gone until I'm out of there. That's how we get down. Like, we in and out. You don't even know we were there. So, and my thing is, love me enough to not get caught. Ignorance is bliss. But if I'm not going to be sitting there questioning everything. But once I see it, and I know it, and it's in my head, like, I believe it, whether it's true or not, I'm gone. And that's one of the things that some people say, oh, that's not right. I'm like, man, life ain't right. What you talking about? You know what I mean? Why? You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
All right. How about you, Jerk?
I think it's a deal breaker for, I say, most people. And because you said something one show, Dame, and it kind of, it made sense where you're talking about, like, once you do step out, man, you're getting like a small percentage.
I'm gonna get that.
My bad for jumping the gun.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But
I was also looking, because I was curious, when you showed the topic and stuff, I was looking at the thumbnail, and I looked at the numbers, and I think it, like, infidelity is like 60% of the reason for a lot of divorces. So just based off the number, a lot of people are like moving on, and I think once you cross that line, you're just on a timeline that is eventually gonna end anyways. Because I think people might stay for like maybe the kids, like, hey, they're in junior high right now. As soon as they get to high school, yeah, we gonna separate at this point, and R just turns into that tit and tat relationship where it's like, okay, you did this, I'm gonna get you back, and then eventually it's just gonna spiral out of control. So I think eventually it's inevitable that most of the time it will end.
All right. How about you, Shelby? Is it the death penalty of a relationship if somebody cheats, even if they're completely sorry and promise to never do it again?
Personally, for me, I feel like it's a deal breaker because I feel like if you like allow it, it leaves room for them to like do it again type of thing. So I'm kind of just like, no, I'm out. You lost me. I'm sorry. So, but I feel like, so I've never been married, obviously. So if I was married, I don't know if that would like change the dynamic or like with kids or something. I don't know. But as of
That's
right
an
now, I'm
interesting.
just like in a relationship with someone. I'm like, nah, I'm out.
Okay. Have it always been like that, or is this something that you just kind of developed over time? Because some people is like, you know, I'm getting tired of giving people second chances, so I'm just out. I'm not even going to deal with it. Or have you always, since you've been realistically adult dating, been like, I'm done?
Yeah, I've always been like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Miss Polly?
But real
Go
quick,
ahead.
Sister Shelby, have you ever dealt with a guy that gave you a choice up front to say, hey, this is what I'm doing? And then he was like, have you ever dealt with a guy who was a womanizer that told you up front, I'm a womanizer, this is what I'm doing, but I like you as well? Have you ever dealt with that?
Kind of. Like if they told me that, I wouldn't even enter the relationship type of thing. If they said they wanted to like sleep with other people, I'd be like, okay, well, I want something different, so this isn't gonna work.
How about you, Miss Polly?
Hello. I'll say I think like for the most part now, they're actually like setting themselves up for failure. Most people are. They actually think about it so much, all that sneak a link and all that crap they call it. That's what it is. It's like I want to be your boyfriend, but I don't want to commit all the way kind of situation. It's not that. And also the other way too. It doesn't matter which way. Basically, it's like you're on the verge of being with someone, but in your mind, or you think that they could cheat. So you call it sneaky leaks so you can feel a little better about it. Because then you don't feel like you're stupid or you try to invest in someone and it didn't work out. Now you don't have to hold yourself accountable for choosing the wrong person. I think a lot of people don't think of it like that, but that's basically what you're doing. You're basically saying like, "Oh, I was kind of together with him, but not really." But most of those sneaky leaks have rules and guidelines that are very similar to dating because it is your dating. You just don't want to be looking like a fool at the end of the day. So you just make it so you're just not accountable for making that decision, and then no one thinks you're stupid. You're just like, oh, we were just sneaky links anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yet you're crying. Like, make it make sense. And I also think when it comes to, like you said, is it a dead end? Like what I would say, no. I'll say like I'm not a jealous person. I've always been in that mind where I've always thought like, if you want to be with me, you want to be with me, and you chose me for a reason. That's how it's always my thought process. So I don't compare myself to anyone else but me. So when it comes to that, because you chose me for a reason, that's how I see it. But uh, I used to tell people I would date, and I was monogamous. So when I was monogamous, I knew that guys sometimes might like look at other girls. I got it, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. But I would say like, if you're interested in another girl, let me know. Let's have a conversation about it. And every time I did that, I mean, I never had. Most times I wouldn't even do it. A lot of it, like you said, it was like that. Uh, it was like, oh, let me do this to see if I can make you jealous or something like that. I'm not very jealous, so like I kind of ruin it for a lot of guys. All that intense feelings of being like, oh, she really likes me because she got so mad. I don't have that. So yeah, a lot of that is that. Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to give you some little backstory in case DL don't know Miss Polly's background. But first, I want to give a shout out to Sharon Bracy. What's up, Sharon? Appreciate you coming through to check out the show. You might want to check out his show. It's the Solution Based Gang show. I think he does it every morning at like 8 a.m. on 8 a.m. Eastern. So check out Sharon Bracey. He's a good cat. All right. And so let me give you, for people who don't know, if I may, Miss Polly, give you a little background on Miss Polly. Miss Polly is not a play on any type of anything. It's exactly what it means. She is in a polyamorous relationship, but she has 3 men as opposed to being with the other women. It's her and 3 gentlemen, right? Correct? And that she's currently in a relationship with.
Yeah.
So I wanted her insight because, you know, there has to be a high level of compersion or being of wanting to see people, whether without to not be jealous or thinking that somebody is cheating or what have you. There has the cheating dynamic is I always want to know how she kind of works her way around the cheating dynamic in that type of relationship. So that's definitely why I wanted your insight to kind of shed light on different relationship dynamics and how the fear or the conversations around cheating kind of go in those relationships. So before we get to the next question, I kind of, would you mind kind of diving into that a little bit of how those conversations around cheating and infidelity go in your dynamic?
Yeah. I'll say overall, I think I'll say poly, different kinds of relationship. A lot of times, I think you hear poly, you think there's no jealousy, there's no cheating. Cheating does exist, even in poly. A lot of it though has to do with boundaries, really. Like you said, like, if I have a boundary and you keep repeating to violate that boundary, then you're basically just saying you don't care about how I feel about something, and it's more about you just violating that space for me. Um, for example, I date I date monogamous men, so for the most part, or if they're not monogamous, they usually kind of used to that vibe. So if like I guess for example, like, so when I start talking to someone, I open up the box and I'll say like, hey, I'm gonna start talking to a gentleman or whatever. And I'll tell them who I'm talking to. Now that's kind of changed over the years how it looks, but I'll tell you who I am talking to someone. It depends on if it's serious or not. Uh, if it's not serious, I really don't say anything because I'll trigger people if it feels some kind of way, even though they don't probably, it still triggers them regardless. Not everyone, but some people. And so when we try to do like cheating, I think it's more like not letting me know what you're doing, especially when it comes to sexual stuff. Like there's boundaries that people have, like, please get tested before or whatever, let me see that. Or whatever the boundaries are. And if someone's violating that, it's just like you can't be with them. It's more of a trust issue. It's not even about them talking to someone else, I hope you talk to someone else and you have a great time, but like don't violate things that make me feel uncomfortable. That's what it's more about.
Okay.
That's what's up. I'm definitely curious. I mean, I can't wait for y'all to do it. So, but
my
not
questions ready too.
Yeah,
She's
but not for the
open.
reasons. But here's the thing: not for the reasons I think that most people would have when I have that conversation, want to be or listen to that conversation. I'm just like, for me, like now in my 50s, I'm a single dad. I have a teenage daughter. My focus is completely shifted, so I don't even mess with the dating landscape. I'm not one of those guys who's going his own way. I'm just, you know what I mean? I call my own number. I'm on the bench. I got other priorities right now. I got to make sure
exactly.
my daughter is squared away, especially the next 4 years. Like her high school years, I think are the most important years for me to instill game as she's, going through these years. So I'm not messing with nothing. But when I was right, and like when I was running rotations, the way I did that versus the way Sister Miss Polly is doing it, I would like to sit down and like, kind of hash that out. I might have to even reach out to you, sis, bring you on my platform, because I definitely would talk about that, because I would argue that it is far easier for women, if they choose to do so, to have a rotation. I mean, just that's what they want. And then we're sitting here talking about cheating. I would argue that the vast majority of men don't have this problem, because the vast majority of dudes can't really get on with women because they're pretty much invisible to most women, right? So who are the guys that are having this conversation about cheating? Well, it's the guys who are getting on. It's going to be the minority of dudes who know how to engage, you know, in the sexual marketplace. So it's funny because especially when we in YouTube spaces, and I talk to folks or people hit me, DM me later, and you know, a lot of these guys are keeping it 100. Like, bro, I ain't got to worry about cheating. I need to get me a woman first. I'm like, exactly. Like, so these conversations are so far over their head, but they still want to be gamed up. Like, they still need to know going in. Like, okay, I'm taking these steps. Okay, women are starting to see me now. All right, let's talk about those indicators. Like, what does this mean? What does that mean? And moving forward. But yeah, I think it's way easier for women to have a stable of dudes than it is for dudes to have a stable of women.
But not really. I don't agree with her situation is different because they know about each other and they interact with each other. So dudes, there's a lot more territory and jealousy. You got to have a certain amount of heterosexual dude, black man who can deal with this kind of situation. So
yeah, I mean, there's like all kinds of living, like it's like weird. Each person is different, right? So I think with my first partner, he tells me now, he say he's like, I'm very jealous. And I was like, okay, I know that. So like he'll say he's very jealous, but it's like he knows. And he said he thought that with dating me, because he had people cheat on him before. So he said, dating you, at least I know that there's someone and I would know who it was. And maybe that would make, dating better or easier. And that was fine. But when I started talking to other men, it was like, okay, limit on certain things. So there was like certain conversations like, okay, so for a while I started thinking about how bad it was. For a while it was like, okay, if you're talking to someone, can I know who it is? Sure. Then it was like, okay, can you tell me before you go on the date and after you go on a date? Yeah, sure. Like, because that's the compromise. If you're to be okay or be in a good place for me to do that, I have to then make those sacrifices now. But it's on the also saying that it's for now. I'm not going to move like this forever, but I'll move like this for now so you can get more comfortable. So once I kind of prove myself that I'm going to do this particular way, then I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not going to answer the phone this time, or it's a private conversation. There's like certain things like that I've set up so that people feel more secure. So like you said, that you want to have a safe space for your partner. Like I don't share my time, my conversations that are private with one partner to another partner because that's our private time. That's what makes it special and brings our bond closer. I don't share that with my other partner. Because it's just, unless he shares it with them, that's their business. So things like that.
It makes me so what it sounds like, and this is kind of my view on cheating, is like, to me, it's mostly about it's the breaking of the agreements and covenants that you make in your relationship, whether, so that could be all based on the way you define your own relationship dynamic. It can be traditionally, it could be like your situation. People are like, oh my God, you let your man cheat. Be like, no, that's not, or these men let you cheat. No, the dynamic is we are free to be in relationships to be with other people under certain parameters that we all agree on and we all respect. I'm curious about something. Shelby, as a woman, when you hear this kind of dynamic, what goes on in your mind? Do you think, I wonder what's like? Maybe she's got it all figured out. I have two guys or whatever. Or you're just like, oh my God, that can't be me. I'm curious as a woman, what is going through your mind now when you hear somebody in that type of relationship dynamic?
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm trying to understand it because I'm like so confused right now. I'm just like,
ask her questions.
Everything she's saying and like understand what's going on. I feel like that's a lot it sounds like a lot to handle. And personally for me, I feel like it's hard enough finding one person I like. I can't imagine finding 3 people that I like at the same time and having a relationship with all of them. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm open to like hearing about it and like interested in all about it, but I don't know if I could do it myself.
Yeah, it's funny because when I've had Miss Polly on my panels before, and the women really are interested in the logistics of it. Like, who sees with who? How do you know who you're gonna be with? And this, that, and the other. It's like they want the logistics of it. The men always want to know what the men are thinking. They're like, what are these dudes? How can these dudes be in this situation? They're like, what's wrong with these dudes?
Can I ask Miss Polly a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Miss Miss Polly, so say like if you wanted to date like another person like you mentioned before, and you talk to your like your partners and stuff, are they able to like shoot it down, or can they be like, nah, I'm not
Yeah.
cool with that. I think you need to slow it down. Can they like what happens in that scenario?
Yeah, I get told that. I get told that. Like, oh, it's you're going kind of fast. You do that. I think in the beginning it's with learning process too. Because in the beginning I was like, hey, listen, you sign up on this, you know what it is, and I'm gonna date. And I did it, and then later on I felt kind of bad about it because I felt like I didn't listen. Um, I listened, I heard, but I didn't think it mattered. And so that was on me. So like when they said, hey, you're going too fast, because of the way I was dating. Let me explain this. I date in a rotation and no one likes it. So what I mean by that a rotation is this. And it's gonna be really bad. It's gonna sound really horrible. So what I'll do is like I'll go into, like I said, go into Facebook dating or whatever. Let's just say that. And so there'll be several guys. You don't know too much about them, whatever yet. And so I'll pick like up to 10 that I'm interested in. Right. 10, boom, right. So most people say they fall off after like 2 days. No, for like 2, 3 days, you might figure out something you might not like, and then it's done. And you have to think about it as investing your time. So I think about it, okay, I'm investing my time. So I'm talking to 10 people, not heavy, because most people don't talk to you all day long. Most people do not do that. So you're checking out, like, okay, they don't talk to me, are they interested in me? Are we aligned in just regular stuff? And then we'll start talking, and that number will just fall off. It'll fall off, and it'll get down to like 3. That number will fall off within probably 3 days.
Okay.
Easy. So it's
All
really
right.
like that. And then they'll ask you questions. They'll be like, "Oh, so who are you talking to?" You don't want to tell them yet because when a man hears a name, they hold on to the name, and they gonna keep it. So like, men are different. So you got to kind of be a little bit gentle. Um, when it
All
comes
right.
to saying who you're interested in and
So
stuff like
what
that.
we
So
need to
it's,
do is have a show about Miss.
Hey, bro, it makes sense to me. She's running a rotation just like anything else. Like she got a seat at the table. She a Jedi Master right here. What did I say at the top of this show? It's only cheating if they don't agree. If they
Yeah.
agree to whatever the situation is, they're
Yep.
working within those parameters. It ain't cheating unless you go outside of those parameters. And just so many people are selfish and they want to lie because I mean, we want to do what we want to do when we want to do it.
Yeah.
So
It's,
salute to Sister Miss Polly. I ain't gonna lie, that's
it's the
game.
quickest way to get the outcome that you want is lying, but it's the quickest way to end the situation as well. So
yes,
let me,
exactly.
lovely world. I can see a man taking care of multiple women and households, but I can't see a woman pleasing multiple men and households. Yeah. Miss Polly is doing it, so we just leave it at that. I don't want it to go into the whole Polly thing, and then I want to give a shout out to my man Chris J. What's up, brother? I appreciate you coming through, showing some love. So let me go. I got a second part to. We were talking about, what happens after people cheat and stuff like that. Let me give you a little insight from Miss Saida Khan again, so she can give some insight on exactly what generally tends to happen when people are unfaithful and then they decide to maintain the relationship. So let me go back to her.
What do you think about getting back together after infidelity?
Get back together. Absolutely. If there's children, I don't say no way, no way, no way. If there's no children, I always tell people to reconsider. But one thing I would say is different from men and women. When a man forgives a female cheat, she can't respect you the same way. You got to remember, we like alpha men. Alpha men don't accept promiscuity. So what happens when you accept a woman back? A part of her will always feel like you're weak and you don't have the willingness to walk away, because there's nothing that can push a man to walk away more than infidelity. And if that didn't do it, nothing will. So now she's lawless. For a man, again, I don't massively recommend it unless there's children, but I would focus more on what was the meaning behind the affair. What were they seeking? And if it's something that you can do in your marriage, by all means do it. But if it's something that's more traumatic and it's more to do with an emptiness and a trauma in their childhood, and you can't fill that void, then you still can get back with them, but expect the behavior to continue. When people get back together after affair, I just say, but ask yourself, if he stayed exactly the same and still cheated 5 years down the line, Could you be okay with it? And if you decide, you know what, I can, as long as you're good to me and good to the kids, I can do it. By all means, do it. But don't go back together expecting it to be completely different. It's not realistic.
Interesting to think that one of the considerations that you're focusing on to do with infidelity is not whether the person can accept that themselves. It's whether the other person can accept being accepted, especially for women.
Yes. So essentially, can you accept worst case scenario? If worst case scenario happens again, can you accept it? If the answer is no, then you're just delaying the divorce. Just do it now. If the answer is yeah, because the alternative, I just don't want to do it, then go ahead. But always ask yourself, can I accept worst case scenario? Then if that happens, at least you're prepared for it. If it doesn't happen, at least your marriage stands a shot.
It's a brutal.
All right. What do you guys think about that? That was an interesting take. That I want to see. Jerk, what do you think?
For a guy, I'm gonna say hell no. You can't take somebody back. You got to keep it pushing. I tend to think like if a guy cheats, I'm not saying cheating is wrong anyways, but I'm just saying like the levels of like I'll say emotions that female went through to even get with that guy. There had to be some like a deeper connection. Then also, what we always try to tell females is like, dudes are just disrespectful with it anyways, because he's gonna go back to his boys and stuff. He's all, oh, I got the married chick. He wasn't handling his business and stuff. So there's a level of disrespect that's gonna come from, I'll say, the guy's perspective. Females typically ain't gonna go in a group of girls like, oh man, I snatched this. They're a little more discreet. So it like calms over a little better. So I think if a guy, it just can't happen because we got our egos, and then also like the other guy involved, he's screaming from the mountaintops how he got the married chick or the girl in the relationship. So there's that other element of disrespect that's going to come at the guy. So you as a man, I don't see how you could do it.
Yeah, I want to get Shelby's take. I know from being on panels with you don't strike me as somebody who's a cheater, but I could be wrong. You could be a hellacious cheater. You could cheat on everybody left and right. But does anything that she said kind of ring true as far as the repercussions that for a man if he decides to take a woman back that's cheated?
Well, I was gonna say I agree with like the fact that she was like, a woman won't respect a man that like, if I know that I can like walk all over you and like do whatever I want and you'll still like take me back, like I'm not gonna respect you. Like that's just how it is. And then she was saying that a lot of people are like cheating to like fill a void, and I feel like that's like I feel like that's the most like accurate like reason why people cheat is because they're like filling some void, like some childhood trauma type thing that they have to like work through. So yeah.
If that's the case, then why do you think that a lot of like, say, a woman that's been cheated on may take it on himself as they feel like they're not enough or what have you? If consciously they know that cheating comes from something that's deficient from the man, how come you think a lot of women take it on if maybe there's something wrong with me why he's cheating?
I feel like they go like both hand in hand. Like the guy cheats because of whatever void he has to fill, and then she takes it personally because of whatever childhood trauma that she feels like she's not good enough. So I feel like it's accurate for both people.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You ready? You good, Miss Polly? What about you? What do you think about what she said?
For the most part, I like her analyzing things. But I think a lot of it has to do with like if you're taking, I don't know if it matters about the women or men, really honestly. Maybe a little bit, but I think someone who just decides to not be honest, it's really gonna be an honest, and having a lack of self-control and discipline. Because we all want things. It's just like you have the discipline to say, no, I'm not now, or I've already had prior commitments, or just not being able to address the person you're with and let them know what's really going on. Hey, you know what? I think this lady's hot, very attracted to her. I mean, even if saying just that, it's like, okay, you can't even do that. So to me, it's like, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of strange to me. Like I would tell someone, that person's interesting. I like them. They're kind of cool. It doesn't mean I'm going to go off and violate, the boundaries. So when people do that, I think there is something going on with them being able to express themselves properly. I think that a lot of times people who cheat, it's emotional cheating. Like they want to feel comfort from someone, and so they go out and cheat. So your girlfriend makes you feel bad, she makes you feel like you're not good enough or whatever, and then you seek another woman's compassion and all that, and you really don't want it from her necessarily, but you just want that feeling, and that feeling also includes a sexual interaction. So I think a lot of times it's just people misplacing their emotional moments in the wrong places, and then they don't even like the person. A lot of times they don't even want to be with the other person. It's just they just like the emotional relief that they give them, which is unfortunate. That they have to go out there and find someone else to give them that, and they might like the person they're still with, but they don't know how to treat them or give them what they think they need. So, like you said, like a lack of, I don't know if it's a lack of something, because you could have nobody's perfect, right? So, like, if I have someone, I'm dating them, and they're not good at something, or they're, annoying sometimes. They're still annoying sometimes. It's not changing them being annoying. So why do I have to cheat? Just don't be with them. If you don't like someone that much, don't be with them.
Okay. All right. Just so any of you ninja watchers out there, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. I appreciate it, what have you, and hit the notification button. So when I go on once a week, I come on and do these shows. You get notified that we got shows coming on. So please do that. I want to hear you, DL. What do you think about what she had to say?
I mean, I gotta agree with her, and also with Sister Shelby up there. I say up there because you're above me on the screen. I would I would have to agree that if you're a guy and your wife and/or your long-term relationship, your woman cheats on you, you take her back. The hit to your respect from not just her, but from like your crew, like your inner circle. Anybody who knows, like your family, even your mom probably be running around calling you beta after something like that. It's just how society is set up. It's a huge hit. Having said that, there are guys who take their religion seriously. There are guys who really put their faith in God. Y'all know I ain't that dude. I'm just your friendly neighborhood heathen, but I was raised in a church. I know the rules. I know the word. But there are guys who really, they will know. We said our vows, and I'm gonna stick with you no matter what. Case in point, that female police officer, I forget what PD that was, that smashed out all her fellow police
Tennessee?
Yeah, somewhere in Tennessee, yeah. Destroyed the whole department, you know what I mean? But when that happened, when that story broke, and the all of the media hit it and all of the investigations were done, and it's like, yeah, she was having sex with all these coworkers and doing all this crazy stuff. Her husband stood next to her, right by her during that time. I haven't been following the story, but he might still be with her. Some people would say that's a good Christian man. He's doing what's right, blah, blah, blah. Everyone else is like, beta, boy, you crazy. She'd have been gone. She'd have been gone before they hit the airwaves, bro. I'm out. That's just the way it is. That's a huge violation right there.
Yeah.
And I just, it's, if we're going to take it to a personal side, like, if I'm out there running my rotation, like let's say I'm doing that, I'm in the streets, I'm doing my rotation, and I meet a woman, and I'm thinking this is the woman I really want to be with. I don't even tell her about the rotation. I'm done with my team. I'm cutting all that loose. I want to focus on her because this is a personal choice. To me, I'm going to live to my code. I don't care really what other people think. I don't cheat because that's something that's within me. I don't want to cheat for my reasons. If you out there cheating and lying or whatever, man, hey, man, God help you. If I hope it works for you, bro, I'm going to do it my way. But if I get rid of my rotation and I'm focused on this one woman, I'm ready to make this commitment, and she's ready to commit to me, and we're in a long-term relationship, and she smashes somebody else, I mean, bro, I'm sorry. No, I'm not taking you back. Like I said, I'm out of there. You're going to come home one day and all my gear is gone. What happened to dude? You know what I mean? He is out of here. We're not arguing. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not, going out to beat anybody up. I'm not following you. I'm not doing any of that. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but I can deal with my emotions. I'm over here. I'm going to lick my wounds, and I'm going to get another rotation, and I'm going to get back to what I was doing.
All right.
Cooking. Dame, real quick, can I like what Miss Polly was saying, because I think sometimes we overplay the trauma thing a little bit. Don't get me wrong, there's people that got traumas and stuff, but I just think it's a lot more simpler. I think people are with each other out of convenience or whatever measurement, so they just like that stability maybe with somebody. You know, it might be like more of a financial thing, but I mean, just when you was asking a question, I was thinking like Bill Gates. My man ain't had no trauma. He was, you know, he just did what he wanted to do, man. You know, so I think a lot of times it might be proximity come across some people, and I think people, they don't really feel that they don't have a void. I just think, you know, when you're not doing productive stuff with your life, or I like what Dio was saying, like, hey, I'm raising my daughter now, I got to focus on that. I don't think when you align stuff with something in your life that's, you know, either growth or something that's impactful, like your legacy, I think a lot of times when people start getting bored, man, they start looking for different things to entertain themselves. So I think it's more or less that's what typically happens.
All right.
And
First, go ahead, brother.
I believe that women, especially with women, like men and women are different, and dudes, you know, if they can get away with it, they will have multiple women. And we're talking about those guys who have resources and game or whatnot. But I think when a woman finds a dude, and I could be wrong, people have challenged me on this. If you are the guy that she wants, like you are everything she wants in a man, you're treating her the way she wants to be treated. You have the resources, you have the clout, you have all that stuff. She doesn't even see other men. She doesn't even. Every other dude is like a big, you know, disgusting slug. Like she don't. No matter who it is, she don't see other men. So that's my take on it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. She see other men as obstacles to get to her man. You know, I agree that. And like I posted something on an IG story where it was 50 Cent was saying that it's like, if you really providing what she needs, and it's more than just material shit, like some emotional shit and some stability and security, and you really making her feel seen, you could drop her in a room full of billionaires, and come 5 o'clock she gonna be like, all right, I gotta go and make my man a steak. You know, and that's the way I strongly believe that. If you really provide him that for your woman. Let me give a shout out to, now this is person right now. If you want to click that link, you better you should. This is Miss Shannon Wright. She was my old co-host when I was doing the show a year and a half ago. Shannon, if you are always welcome to come up anytime you want. She's just a really dope person. I've known her for many, many years, and she's got a lot of cool stories, and she's just a really dope person to engage with. So anytime you want to, you let me know, or you click that link and you can come up anytime. All right.
Look, Sister Shannon said it depends on how, baby, when two grown-ups like each other, the how.
Oh man. And I'm agreeing with everybody was saying. It's just like, you know, if you do go backwards or what have you, there's going to be a significant amount of insecurity there. And a man who takes a woman back to cheating, there's no way that society, that woman and his community is going to look at him as anything less than like a beta male. You know, your best bet if your woman cheat, if you have the facilities ability, is just like, you know, especially if there's no kids involved. If kids involved, you know, I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You know, me and my wife, we outline the death penalty, like things you can do that'll be the death of our relationship. There's some defined things that we know that this is the end of our relationship. We do any of these things, and we've been sticking to those. And I'm a firm believer in having those death penalty rules in your relationship, because that keeps you on the straight and narrow for the most part. You know,
I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would forgive my wife for cheating on me. I'm like, okay, if I was on a mission, my unit got shot up, I was MIA, I was gone for 3 years, finally made it back to America, and then she was like, I slept with a dude. Okay, maybe you know, I don't have to sleep on it. I don't know. I'm thinking, like, even then, you should have waited.
You thought I was dead.
Exactly. I thought,
like, I can't even do it in that scenario.
You're like, he said, I was only gone 5 years. You didn't heard from me. You're a whore.
It was nobody. It's like, only
you
whore. I don't care.
You slut. How couldn't you not sleep with a man after 6 years of me being gone with no word? If I was dead or alive.
My ego's pretty shy. What was that Tom Hanks movie where he had the volleyball and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, man came back and he had to,
passed away.
I'm like, look, you
Castaway.
should have waited. You should have searched these islands.
Hey,
Him and
should've
Wilson,
mourned
like,
the rest
yeah,
of your
Wilson,
life.
Wilson said you should have waited. You know what I mean?
I want to ask you a question. See, there's variations on cheating. When people want to sleep with other people and don't want to be viewed as unfaithful, cats get creative. Men and women get very creative. I want to ask this question. Hold on, let me pull it up. Sorry about that.
But bro, cheating is cheating, man. If that's not
is it cheating
whatever
when
it
you're
is.
on a break? Is it cheating if you're on a break? If you guys break up, is there a time frame that you got? Okay, you got to be break up for a certain amount of time and stay broke up for a time before it becomes cheating. Because in the past, I was never a cheater for various reasons. After the age of 24, I was never unfaithful to a person that I was with. But in there, I have done. We gonna break up, and then I went and did my thing, and then get back together, kind of situation. Would that be considered cheating if it was intentional? There's, if you say, okay, I'm just gonna break up with you because I want to be out there in the streets for a little bit, see what it do out in the streets again. Yeah, it ain't cool. All right, I'm gonna get back with you. All right, I'm gonna go to Shelby first. Do you consider that a man's cheating on his woman?
No, because you're not technically together. So I feel like that's not cheating. If you're breaking up on purpose to sleep with someone and then get back together, that's like kind of questionable, a whole nother level. But if you like take a break because the relationship's really not working and then you like hook up with someone and then you end up getting back together, I feel like that's not cheating.
Okay. See, all right. What about you, DL?
All right, man. Okay. I was in LA. I did a 20 piece in LA, right? I was in LA, I was in Hollywood and all that, right? And I bumped into Logan Brownie once. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Remember the TV show Dear White People?
Yeah.
She was the young, the lead in that, the pretty
I remember
eyes,
her,
right?
light skinned girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I bumped into Logan Brownie. Boy, that is a beautiful woman. I mean, she wasn't like just her walking around. I'm like, Jesus, she's fine. Now, if I was in a relationship and I bumped into Logan Brownie, she gave me her number, and I went home to my girlfriend like, it's over. You know what I mean? Just so I could go smash Logan Brownie, and then I come back in 3 weeks or a month, and like, oh, let's get back together. I think that's cheating.
Okay.
I think that's. I mean,
because it was
that's one of those things. Yeah, because it's like, okay, the letter of the law, you didn't cheat, but the spirit of the law, you definitely broke the rules, bro.
What about you, Jerk?
Yeah, to me, it's cheating. Because somebody came back to me, was like, hey, we was on a break, but I did this. I'd be like, look, you should have went to therapy and went to go see God. Like, well, once you get smashed, it's a wrap. Like, I can't look at you the same. So yeah, it's cheating in my eyes.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Polly, pass up some of that money this way.
She over there balling.
What you think? Is it cheating?
Yeah, I don't believe in no break. I don't know what that sounds foolish. It sounds foolish. Think about it. Like if you at the point where you don't want to be around me or see me or talk to me or whatever, then like we're broken up. Like there's no such thing as a break to me. That sounds stupid. Either we together and we trying to work on things and we together, or we're just not together. You got to pick one, man. That's it. It's indecisiveness.
Yeah.
Look,
Like, let me go check what's out here in the streets and see if I can find something this time around. But if not, I still got you. Basically, you're telling somebody they're a standby automatically off rip. That's what it is. That's what you're saying. If you're monogamous, that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah,
Dave used to be slick, huh? Dave was like, hey, Howard Homecoming's coming up.
Hey,
like, y'all got the condo?
But I
gotta go home, start this argument. I'll be right back, fellas.
It can backfire you big time. I remember once I was dating a girl. We would fight all the time, so it wasn't a great relationship anyway. But then I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go out and just see what it do. I'm gonna break up with you. So I break up with her, whatever. And on a Thursday, and then come next Thursday, I'm like, all right, maybe it wasn't as bad as what. And I turn the TV on and see her dancing with Nick Cannon. I'm like, oh man. And I know how he get down. So I'm like, yeah. You think it's sweet until it's on the other foot. If she doing stuff too, then you realize, maybe it's not the move. But that I swear to God, it was at Too Short had a party, and he hosted a party for Nick Cannon, and I turn on the TV and see her dancing in the background with Nick Cannon.
Well, that's great.
That's amazing.
He's like, oh, bet I'm going dancing with Nick Cannon.
I was like, okay. So and then it kind of dawned on me, like, oh yeah, I forget when you're on break, she can do stuff too. So it would mess with the dude as well and be like, wait a minute, what did you do when during that time? So I think that's why I don't think it's still. I was super young. I was 26 or something like that. But I just think it's one of those situations where it still can be detrimental to a guy to, like, if he finds out she was out doing something, he would still view it as being unfaithful. And luckily, the funny thing, I'm glad it was Nick Cannon, because I know he just be smashing chicks and leaving. He ain't even thinking about it. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that was Drumline Nick, right?
that was
before the sick baby
moms. That was Nickelodeon. I'm a gigolo Nick. All right. Now, what I want to do is get into some stats. We've talked about a lot of different things, what have you, and people have all this like speculative information or how they feel about stuff. But I want to get into some hard data. There was a woman.
I'm gonna get a drink, bro. I'm listening.
Ahead,
I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. There was a woman who recently did a study. Let me pull her up. This is Miss Diana Polskaru, who did a study for, I should have brought the publication, about cheating statistics and who is more unfaithful. And some of these things are actually pretty surprising. So I want to kind of put these out there, and we can discuss it. And if anything surprised you, if anything kind of affirms what you already believe, let me know. But I definitely want to talk about that for the last hour of the show. These things. So the first one is going to be 20% of males and 30% of females confess to having cheated on their spouse post at some point in a relationship. According to a 2017 study on married couples, 20% of those surveyed confess to having had sexual relations with someone aside from their spouse. Many married women whose husbands had cheated on them view sexual harassment as infidelity. That is an interesting question. So it looks like, does that mean that more women are cheating? It's starting to signify that, or could it say that just more women are being honest about the fact that they cheated than men are? That's the question. So is that surprise anybody, Jerk? Did that statistic, and I'll pull it back up here. Does that surprise you that 20% of males and 30% of females are confessing about cheating on their spouse at some point in a relationship?
I thought the number would actually be a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make sense, because I do think, like, in relationships, women need more like entertainment and stuff, time and stuff. So I think sometimes, like, we be talking about it, like, say like a guy is ambitious and he's working a lot. I could see how they could go entertain other people and stuff, because instead of them looking at the guy like doing that for the household, they might be like, oh, okay, he's neglected me. I'm not getting the proper attention. So like you said, it might creep out. So I could definitely see why that number's like that.
All right. How about you, Shelby? Was that surprising to you, or you something
it said confess. So I'm like, I feel like they're just not telling. They're still doing it. They're just not.
That could be true too.
So but that could also mean that's more women not telling as well.
Sure.
Facts. I like that, Dan.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, because I feel like I see a lot of men that are just like unfaithful. Just the messages that I get from people that are like in relationships and all that stuff. I'm just like, oh my God. But I'm not like on the other side, so it's like I don't know, like on a men's side, like from women, how much they're seeing like women like be unfaithful. So I don't know. I know like my like girlfriends and stuff, I feel like I don't know many girls that are like out here like being unfaithful, but I know plenty of men that are.
But would they tell you out of fear, or would they not be out of fear of being like ostracized? Because there's another statistic. Most people find it still reprehensible to cheat on your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
So are women just quieter about it?
But
and not
more
sharing?
confess to it. So I don't know.
I don't know. So how about you, Miss Polly? Go ahead, DL.
Well, I was going to say, I think there's a study out there that shows that a third of those who had DNA tests to determine, parentage, married couples who had DNA tests, a third of those tests came back. The guy, the father, was not the biological father. So somebody got to be cheating.
Yeah. And that's different. And that's a point I made before. It's like men cheat stupid. Like we cheat like that. We like, no, I didn't sleep with that girl. Women cheat like it's your baby. That's the difference between the lies that we tell our spouse during infidelity. Is like women they're far more, I feel like, more devious in their because they can keep their mouth shut. Men got to tell somebody, and it gets around and it comes out. Women can cheat on people and you never heard. They take it to the grave. What about you, Miss Polly? What you think?
Yeah, the consequences are different. That's why I think, because men don't forgive like that. They'll just leave it alone. That's why it's like important to be very honest with men. They'll be thinking about it forever. They'll think about it forever. You think women will be spiteful and get you back. Men will remember, and they just don't want to deal with that. So they'll just remove themselves from you. So I think that it's the consequences for women to lose something because of an emotional moment is a lot heavier. So they just won't tell. They won't tell at all. But men will say something and it's looked at like, oh, I can get forgiven and go on with my day. Because guys are also looked at like if they cheat, it's like, oh, that's a guy thing. So the punishments are different.
And one thing I learned by doing this study, and I didn't remember exactly where it was in the clip, but Saida Khan said it. A reason why women have a higher likely to get away with it is because men's ego won't allow them to even consider that their woman is cheating on them. They'll be like, my woman ain't gonna cheat on me. I'm dicking her down good. I'm there every day and this, that. Why would she go cheat on? So our egos will not allow us to even open to the possibility that your woman is cheating on you. And that's why we ignore signs worse than anybody that your woman is cheating on you. So that's just another Saida Khan said that. So that was just a surprising statistic. I've heard her say before, women cheat more than men, and for those very reasons. And to have somebody do a study that's kind of like kind of giving credence to it is really surprising.
I mean,
so go ahead.
When you look at it, bro, I don't know why people like dudes. I don't know why dudes believe that women don't like to have sex. I don't know why they, especially here in America. I don't know why dudes fake themselves out and think women don't like to have sex. And then when you get into the whole truth thing, like all these reports and these stats that we read is all self-reported. Even today with feminism being the way it is, and the boss babe and city girl life, women still won't tell you how many sexual partners they've had. It's like that whole body count thing. I've never asked that question. I frankly don't care. But if what we were saying were true, women would gladly tell you, like, yeah, I had 300 dudes, I had this, I had that. We know that society still on some level shames women for being promiscuous, and they applaud men who can pull off that number. It's still really difficult for dudes to get sex. And that's what it boils down to. It's really, really easy for women to get sex. So no one's gonna really care. But for a guy to say, hey man, I've been with 1,000 women, they're gonna be like, what? You can verify it? Wow. But those 1,000 women won't count him.
Yeah. He was on vacation, He
was on a break.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing, like, just to go piggyback off what you said, is just like not only goes along with the ego thing where dudes are like, why would she need to cheat on me? She can have sex with me if she want to have sex. Like when you said women don't want to have sex, I'm here. I'll give her dick whenever I want you. But what you're not realizing is there's something else that she don't feel comfortable telling you, and you ain't doing, and you don't feel comfortable. You aren't aware enough to ask and make sure. You don't care. And that's why, because it's a lot of married women that have husbands that are still sleeping with them, but they go out and sleep with somebody else because of varying reasons, you know? So let me go. All right. It was a good topic. The next one is women infidelity rates increased by 40% since 1990. The rate of infidelity in women is on the rise, increased from its 1990 level by 40%. A dating site called Illicit Encounters for Married People have increased 50% in women registration for 2023 matchmaking affairs on its platform. Most of these women cheat because they don't receive emotional satisfaction from their partner. Wow, women getting it in. 50% increase in women registration to cheat on their spouse. That's just crazy to me.
I mean, is that just them? I'm mad, so I'm going to register, but I have no intention of letting some other man inside of me. You know what I mean? Like just, you know what I mean? Like what does that mean?
I don't know. All I'm saying is they do something's happening. They're probably communicating. Maybe they're just getting some type of emotional need met by dudes trying to get at them and just talking to them, making them feel pretty and all that stuff. But let me just bring up a good brother right here. Mr. Sean Antonio is in the building. Sean. What's up, brother? I got to show you some love. Let me give you some love here, brother. I really appreciate you coming through, man. I like being on panels with this guy because he's like this. So I appreciate you coming through, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the invite.
Man, have you been watching? Have you been listening, seeing what's going on?
Yeah, I heard some of it. I heard the cap about this about women cheating.
Yeah,
I just heard that.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me. Like I was saying, like in 2003, 50% increase in women registered for sites where they can cheat on their dudes. Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. Married women are very available and single. The funny thing, I was kind of multitasking. I think maybe that was Shelby's voice I heard, giving women a pass and like shoot them some bail, acting like there has to be some reason or it has to be reactionary. Some women just like supplemental penis.
That's why. Yeah.
That's down to a lot of women like supplemental penis. They not fucking being denied anything at home. They just like side dude penis. That's what they like, and they're very available and they're very assertive. Absolutely. So I just want to make sure we're not shooting women bail who just are doing what they want to do. They're not hurt.
Yeah. And like I said, women are still having sex with their husband, but still going out there because they just, like you said, they want the supplement. So lovely world, women who love sex that much, where they feel like they need it all the time, even though is even enough to cheat, I feel are operating at a lower chakras and vibrations. Possibly. I don't get down with that. So I'll leave that up to you to kind of diagnose that about the chakras and the vibrations. But hey, all right, let's go to the next statistic. Go ahead, brother.
Let me comment. I like that's where I was getting at with, I think we overplay the trauma stuff. I just think, man, like people gonna do what they want to do. So Sean was spot on, with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's rationalize our bad behavior, men and women.
Yep.
If I'm looking on Shelby, if that was my girl, I'm gonna find a reason. I don't care if you blink too fucking loud, Shelby. Her loud blinking ass. Let me go call my. You're looking for a reason, you're gonna find a reason.
Seriously. All right. 16 of married couples confessed to engaging in some form of infidelity during the marriage. In a 2019 study revealed that 16% of married couples have at some point in their marriage been unfaithful to their partners. The number of sexual partners one has in a lifetime heightens the possibility of infidelity in marriage. So you've been out there getting it in. It said it increases your likelihood of being unfaithful in a marriage, which is shocking to me because like the statement I said earlier was like, you kind of like tasted all the flavors and you kind of you realized the one that you like and you just rocking with it. I always felt like it was the guys who had, a lack of access to different women and attractive women that are all too hyper obsessed with, having all the women or what have you. But I guess her study is showing that the more partners you had, the more you've been out there, the more you might long to be back out there, even in a relationship. What do you feel like that? What do you think I got to say about that, DL?
You on mute,
You're on
DL.
mute, brother.
I think that this has been an issue going back to the dawn of time, right? You go look at all the religious books, you go look at what people were doing, look at the chastity belt, putting a woman up in a tower, especially powerful men. Powerful men have been worried about their women doing whatever for various reasons. It's still going on today, even though we're trying as a society to normalize it. I don't think we are there now, and I don't think we'll be there in my lifetime, but to Brother Sean's point, women want to get it in, they're going to get it in. If dudes want to get it in, they're going to get it in. That's just where we are right now. And then when you're looking at what's going on in America, and you look at the marital laws and you look at like the family court system and all that, the only way we're going to see a swing in this sort of thing is when women have to start paying on the back end. Right now, men are paying on the back end, generally speaking, but now women are out earning men. You look at some of the big stars out there, like Mary J. Blige and Jennifer Lopez, and name the whoever else. Kelly Clarkson went through the divorce machine, went through the family law system, and got punished. Right. So when women start having to pay on the back end, maybe that'll stop them from cheating a little bit because they don't want to lose half of their stuff. Maybe when dudes like, all right, we can go to court, but I'm gonna get half the stuff because you make all the money. But as far as just the urge to go out there and do it, if you're out there smashing a bunch of people, you like having sex with a bunch of people, you're going to continue to do that. There's going to have to be something that makes you stop doing that. Something within yourself, or you found that one person that you really want, whatever that case may be. But they got the studies out there now. They say if you've been with more than, four, if you have more than 4 sexual partners, the chances of you divorcing or cheating on your spouse goes up some crazy numbers, kind of like, 60 or something like that. So it just basically, do it like we did, like old school people do it, man. Do it, keep it in the closet where it belongs. Closet, not build the house. Don't get caught. You know what I mean? You want to be like President Clinton. I did not have sexual contact with that woman. He would have got away with it too if they didn't have that dress. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
About it.
I just want to shout out to my girl Eliza. What's happening? I appreciate you coming through. I've been trying to get her to come through and say what's up for a while. I just appreciate you coming through. Thanks for showing some love. And then I'm going to give Shiesty Bum. I don't think men leave when women cheat. They just don't want nobody to know.
That's a good point.
All right.
I'm leaving, but that's a good point, though.
Yeah, seriously. How about you, Shelby?
I'm trying to gather my thoughts.
Okay, yeah. Just let us know when you're ready.
Uh-huh.
All right. How about you, Jerk?
I think it maybe for the female side, but I think it flip-flops for guys. I think guys, you gotta burn that shit out of your system. And then like what you were kind of thinking, Dame, is just like, then you could probably, what you explored enough, you could probably be like, all right, man, I'm ready to settle down. It's it's nothing new at this point. So that's just my take. I think females, that could apply to them more or less, but as guys, I think you gotta burn that shit out your system.
All right. Shout out to Be Love. Be Love. Like I said, the chat is this is an open panel. This is my first one. So if you feel like you want to jump on the panel, feel free. Just click the link on the StreamYard. I know you on Will's panel before, and I've seen a couple, so feel free to jump on if you want to. But we appreciate you tapping in, Be Love. All right. So
I'm curious though, Brother Jerk. What's enough though?
That's a good question. Yeah, it depends on like you said. Yeah, you got that shit. I can't even put a number to it, but it's got the number got to be kind of good.
I mean, it's like this. It's like, what's enough? Filet mignon. What's enough cheeseburgers until you don't value them anymore? When that's like, okay, I've had enough of that. The thrill of having that is gone, or the thrill of just the sheer volume. It doesn't excite me or anything. I need something that's going to be substantive, that's going to be healthy for me, that's going to last, because after a while you start getting that afibrillation, and you're just like, I need to switch up a little thing and get a little bit healthier and start moving a little healthier.
But like you said, brother, like, well, I have the greatest filet in ever. I'm ready to settle down. And I'm like, bro, you get that Kobe? I was over there, I got that Kobe over there in Japan, bro. You're like, word? Word? Well, maybe I need to go over there and try that. So it's like, what's enough?
But I think it's more or less the mental burnout, man, because you got to deal with all these emotions and stuff like that, man. So I think it's more or less that where you're like, man, I'm tired of this stuff, boy.
I think there's something there, but if you're telling the truth and there's no drama, they're just lining up. Think about it. And again, remember, we're not talking about all men here. We're really talking about the guys who get access. I think that's the minority. It's not the vast majority of men just want one woman. Excuse me. They know, like, if I get this one woman, I'm a pedestalizer. I'm gonna be everything for her, but he doesn't realize she's settling for him, and she's still gonna go out there and try to get what she can get. You know what I mean? So we're only really talking about a small percentage of guys, I think.
But I think I know Sean and all y'all could confirm. Y'all got y'all stuff together. But it's just like, even if you honest and you dealing with shorty and she starts getting them emotions, man, she's gonna start changing up on you. That's what I'm saying, man. You gotta deal with it in some capacity. Yes, it's coming. It's coming.
What you got to say, Sean?
No, it's really like being in recovery, like how alcoholics are in recovery. When you're used to getting varietal vagina, it becomes like just a secondary act. It's just an unconscious act, and you get used to getting it at such a rapid clip that to y'all's point, like, it's something that nobody can stop you from doing. It's just something that you have to get to the point where it's like, all right, I want to slow down, or I want to just kind of cut this off. But yeah, it does feel like you're in recovery, because I wasn't joking when I said that it always feels like you have one foot out the door. Like, it always feels like, please give me a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying at different points it feels like that. Like I'm telling you, don't blink too loud. I was dead ass serious about it.
So funny. Like, you over there blinking too loud. Sure, I'm gonna have to go smash something.
Shelby, is anything that you're hearing from these men surprising you or shocking you, or something you have anything that you want to say related to it, or related to what we brought up? I'm so curious of what you're receiving over there coming from us.
No, I'm just trying to understand what you guys are saying and stuff. Like, I didn't really understand what, like, Sean was saying earlier, like, about what I said. I don't know, what I was understanding what he was saying was that I was giving someone an excuse for their actions, which is not what I was saying. I feel like a lot of people are like unconscious of their traumas and stuff, and they do these things not as an excuse, like, oh, because I have this, I'm gonna do this. They do it like unconsciously because of their traumas and stuff that they haven't like healed from. And I think a lot of people are doing actions out of things. They're just like not making conscious decisions, and they're just acting off of like their first instinct or whatever, and they don't realize what they're doing and why they're doing it. So
yeah, I gotta I'll let you respond, Sean, in a minute, but I gotta give some credence to what she's saying, because it's like some people develop reckless behaviors if they've gone through some shit, and so if that's a part of the reckless shit that you're going through, I can understand. But go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, the problem with that is if I saw my mother get beaten, which I didn't, that doesn't then because of vicarious trauma, that doesn't give me the right to beat my wife. It just
I don't think so.
A family that knee deep in crime, if I go commit a crime, I'm going to. So I think one of the important lessons I learned over the years is that even a good reason, if used long enough, is an excuse. It becomes an excuse. So at some point we do have free will, and we do have to get help if we need help. And at some point you have to own all of your decisions. So I completely understand what you're saying. But say, for instance, take this for example. I have 3 older brothers. The decisions I made, they didn't make. For me, it felt like for a long time, I thought I had to sell drugs. I didn't have to. I chose to. Their situation was worse than mine, longer than mine. We shared the same bedroom. And they were, you know what I'm saying? And so I chose to take the negative elements of Chicago and become a part of that at a young age. They didn't. And we experienced the same trauma, and I would submit that they experienced more than I did at a younger age. So I do think that at some point we do kind of pick and choose which parts of our environment we become a part of.
Yeah, I agree that like people gotta like work on their shit and like heal themselves and not use their trauma as excuses to do shitty things. Like I feel like you gotta work on yourself and make better choices and stuff.
All right.
And Shelby, real quick, I don't think you were like intentionally trying to, make an excuse for somebody. I just think women have that burden of being nice sometimes, and it's almost like y'all want a diagnosis for everything. And it's just like what Sean was saying. Sometimes shit's just simple. Like homegirl likes this dude, and she's gonna just move on it. Same thing with a guy and stuff. It's just that simple. But there, like you said, there is that population of people that do have traumas and stuff, but eventually they gotta seek help for that. And plus, we just know people that grow up in like good settings. They could have a parent that's like a pastor. Mom could be a psychologist, and they go and do some wild stuff. So, I seen that before.
I want to welcome to the panel Miss Kiki. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Sorry, late. Hello.
Hi.
You been listening to what we've been saying? Have you had a chance to like hear it, or are you just coming in fresh?
I was just jumping in here fresh.
Okay, so what we're talking about is we're at the point where we are pulling up statistics, and we're kind of giving our opinion on the things that come up when it comes to cheating. So we found out a couple of things. Number one, 30% of women admitted to cheating. On 20% of men cheated, or men had cheated in a relationship. Number two, there was a website that was about seeking people to have affairs with, and female registration on that website has jumped up 50% in 2023. And women have admitted to cheating, but cheat 40% more than they did back in 1990. So it's gone up 40% with female infidelity. So that was just some shocking stuff that I didn't know when I was doing the research for this show. That stuff kind of like surprised me.
Hey, Brother Dame, ask Sister Kiki to define cheating. What is cheating?
What is cheating to you, Kiki?
Oh man, he's gonna throw in that question.
Yeah, you got to get in and fight.
Okay.
Fight Club.
I believe cheating is someone who has the intention of like stepping out of their marriage or in a relationship that they're in committed wise, meaning that it starts off slow, right? So intentionally they're going to try to get to know female or male, where they're going to text them and they have a goal, they have a model, like they're going to try to like be intimate with that person. That's considered cheating to me when they're stepping out and they know it, they're plotting it, and they're like thinking in their mind sexually, like, ooh, I'm gonna, try to, that's the goal. That's cheating to me.
All right. I'm gonna ask you a couple of other questions that we touched on real quick. So trying to bring you up to speed. Are there signs that you can tell that you might be with somebody who has the potential to cheat? Do you think you can recognize it if things that people are doing, like this motherfucker might be a cheater, or he might be open myself to cheating? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Are you muted?
She might have to go out and come back in.
Yeah. Miss Polly, are you still there? I know you have the thing off.
I went into the music areas and now it's all loud. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready to talk again. Just jump back on. All right. Kiki, can you hear us? You better. You might have to go out and come back in. We can't hear you. I can't hear you. So drop down, come back in. All right. So, but I'll get back with her. Let me go ahead and pull up some other statistics that were kind of surprising.
Dame, I'm just shocked that people will actually sign up for a website literally named like I'm a damn near cheat on my spouse.com.
I mean,
that's like self-snitching to a degree.
Anonymous. I guess those things are like anonymous at the in when you first get on it, you can pretty much cover your ass. And especially, and then when it gets deeper, then you kind of got to reveal stuff about you. But I'm sure people can use aliases, they can use fake names, they can do all kinds of stuff to hook up or what have you.
You remember what happened with that Ashley Madison thing, right? That was
I was about to say that,
yeah.
And then they finally revealed that the vast majority of people on there were dudes. Right? It was like overwhelming
90%.
Something stupid like that. So I would imagine something like this. Like I said before, I'm mad at my guy because he smashed, my girl Sharika. she mad at her dude, so she signs up for it. But I don't, maybe she didn't do anything. She just signed up for it so he can find it, and then they can start talking. They go arguing or whatever, something like that.
All right, Kiki, is that you?
Yes, I'm sorry about
Okay,
that.
it's all good. It's all good. So that was just kind of what we were asking. Was like the second question was, are there signs that you can kind of get from a person that they might be somebody that has the potential to be unfaithful? Do you feel like there's signs?
I honestly believe that in the first stage of talking to someone, like in that dating stage, it's kind of hard to tell. But when you're already officially a couple within a year, there are signs, definitely signs there. We
Okay.
choose to avoid it and just kind of like kind of hide it under the rug, like, oh, I don't want to think about it because, then if we think about it, then that fear comes of, making assumptions and then, that, yeah. But I definitely strongly believe there are signs.
Okay. And lastly, if if there's infidelity in a relationship, one thing that was like something that kind of got the panel going is, do you feel like a man who takes a woman back who cheated on her, that woman will lose respect for him, evidently, because he is taking her back for being unfaithful?
I feel like the percentage of a woman always takes a man back because they love so deeply hard. And reality is like they need to really love themselves first.
Okay.
Because once a man does that, it allows a man to do it again. And that is why they constantly do it again because they know, oh, well, she's letting me slide with this. So I'm going to be a little bit more slicker next time. So that way I won't get caught or it can last a little longer. If it's the other way around, personally, I strongly believe it's definitely more higher percentage of a man that they will not take back their woman after they cheat. There's just something where it just stings harder for men, and they don't take them back at
But if
all.
they do you feel like
If they
women lose
do,
respect for the man who does take them back?
I don't think so. I mean, I've never been in that situation, so personally, through experience, I don't believe so. I don't think so. I've known a couple of people who actually were in that scenario, um, and I've talked to my girlfriends, and they never lost respect for that man for taking them back. Instead, they built their relationship because of something so deep that they went through. They were tested, and it's just kind of they worked on getting better, getting counseling, and having that communication and working things out together. And they're one of the strongest couple that I know today. So
So the woman
I don't
cheated
know.
and then she took her man back and now they
The man
good.
took her back, and
Oh, okay.
it was really hard for him. She didn't lose any respect. If anything, it's just made her come to terms like, you know what? Hey, we're humans. I also messed up. It wasn't like she was
Yeah.
consistent about it. She did it one time, like oopsie daisy, like, I really love my man, and
Oopsie daisy. Huh? See how
yeah, she
how they
wanted to
frame
make it
it?
work with her husband, and
Who put
so
this dick here? My bad.
Yeah, she made it sound like she
she was
slipped on the floor or
tempted. I mean,
something.
at least
She
she was
talked.
honest about it. We are humans. We do get temptations here and there, and that's why I'm aware of the percentage of women nowadays cheating. It's extremely high. I already knew
Yeah.
that. I know people already. Yeah. But
But I just want to give you a heads up. The studies show that that's more likely than not that a woman who takes her man, a man who takes a woman back of cheating, the woman loses a little bit of respect because she's thinking, now I could do anything now. I could, if he gonna take me up from the one thing that men usually have a real hard line on, I can cross the hard line most men have, and he takes me back. I can do anything.
kind of the same thing like the men's when a woman takes them back. They know too, like, oh, I can get away with murder if I need to. She still have my back.
I don't know.
I can
I don't
slide
know
on
if
in
I
when I
don't.
want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything to say about it?
I
Before I go to the next slide.
Or I was just saying to what Sister Kiki just said. I'm like, or maybe that dude has so much status and so much financial security that she's like, I can't replace him. That's, you know what I mean? I think that's not all the time, but when you get to that certain status level, I think that why get away? Why get rid of the golden goose? You know what I'm saying? Like he's out there messing around, but we got a Global Express, like that's a private jet. Like we got a private jet. We're living the lifestyle. It's like that's a lot to lose.
Yeah, but ain't got the private jet.
I definitely agree with you on that. I do see too in this now like generation that it makes it extremely difficult for a female to walk out of a relationship because of the fear of like they're too comfortable with finance and like, you know, being able to call it quits. It's that whole saying, it's cheaper to keep them than to get rid of them. I mean, divorce is, it's a nightmare on its own. It's like very expensive, you know, and like to split everything and, you know, being a single parent or just being single in general, it's really hard out here for the single ones to afford things on their own with one income. So I see what you mean on that. And I agree with you that, you know, why they stay around.
All right. All right. So let me go to the next statistic. All right. If somebody gonna cheat you, they're gonna do it at the job. Physical affairs in the work environment account for 30% of new infidelity cases. The convenience and closeness felt when interacting with your work colleagues is the reason most extramarital affairs. This means individuals could implement some boundaries with enacting of their workmates. So, who are you messing with at the job, Miss Polly?
People who are they're closing.
No. Oh. You must have not saw the statistic. I said most infidelity happens at work.
Oh no, I don't do that.
Somebody that you work with.
No, sir. No, sir.
Do you agree with that statistic that most people find the person they're gonna mess around with at the job?
Yes.
Why do you think that
most
is?
of your time there. You spend 8 hours there. People at work, that's your second family. It's your second home.
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah,
Sean?
of course.
Man, I totally agree. Definitely been in that situation. I mean, on the side where she cheated, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's I mean, I don't have a way to back it up, but you know, I mean, it's simple. You know what I'm saying? You have free reign, you know what I'm saying? You could dip off over lunch break. There's just so much room to be nasty as hell. So yeah, you know, they probably got work husbands and shit.
Shelby, you got a work husband?
But it's
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Latte, don't you? Tell us truth.
You know, who is there somebody at work that's bringing you your coffee in the morning?
Me?
Yeah.
There's no one attractive at my work.
So, but is that the reason you don't have a work house? Because nobody attractive, or you just don't shit where you eat?
If the no, if there's someone attractive, I might date someone from work. But yeah, no work husband currently.
How about you, Kiki?
Okay.
Absolutely not. And I'm single, so even if there was, I'm not cheating. I'm just, you know, I'm just putting that out there. But yeah,
let's take away the cheating part away from it. Would you entertain the idea of having a work husband where a guy that, you know, he brings you your coffee, you go to lunch with, you ain't gonna really kick it with him or whatever, but you just go, you know, you're gonna take some of the emotional support and compliments from him as often as you can?
I'm too wise to allow that to happen because I know what they want and their intentions, and it gets messy. And I just don't got time for that. So no, thank
Potter
you.
said makes the work day go faster, and it makes your relationship end faster too.
I think I got a whole listen. I have a whole crew of men. Damn right, somebody gonna be helping me. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. They gonna help. I'm just being honest. Like that's just what it is. I mean, in the nicest way. Like, you know, I think it's more like they've got to be your work. You don't gotta like get all too intimate with nobody, but being nice and feminine and in the workplace, it'll get your places. I have a whole dishwasher that's a woman. She don't put away no dishes.
I remember you said
she get paid.
Somebody always come and help her.
Oh yeah, every night. Every night. Yeah. Don't go. It's not even really. Sometimes it's just, you know, some guys like women to be pleasant to them. Let's just be honest. I'm not trying to be like, especially in a world where they think every woman's not smiling, every woman is mean, or if they try to interact with them, they're gonna have a negative interaction. Your positivity and light will brighten up someone's day. Thank you, baby. You get that for me. Oh, that looks wonderful. I bet you if I ask him to sweep the floor, he gonna do it right. I bet you that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's be honest.
What about you, Jerk? What do you think about the whole like that situation about things most likely gonna happen at work?
Nah, it definitely makes sense, man. Because you think about it, like most, like y'all was kind of breaking down. It's like, man, people spend so many hours at the day at the work office, and then women ain't really gonna go and approach guys. So it's just like it's either gonna kind of come from like a work angle. Maybe if y'all go to the gym and stuff, somebody might holler at you there. So it's only so many places when we got other responsibilities that we actually go. Because we're just always on a clock, like work, like I said, a couple other things. So it makes sense why that number's high coming through the work. So yeah, they definitely got some work husbands and stuff.
All right, let's go to the next one, y'all.
Well, hold on real quick.
Go ahead,
before you
brother.
jump over there. I agree with everything that everyone was saying, but the one aspect we need to look at is two things. First, I'm a retired air traffic controller, so I came from a very high stress, high pressure environment, right? And in that world, those people who are good to rise to the top, now you have that added thing where he's the man or she's the man. So you have people, they're like, you're the go-to. Whenever you get yourself in a situation where you can teach, like I can teach a woman and she respects my craft, she respects my abilities, she starts to look at me different, husband or not, because in that dynamic, I can do no wrong. Like I'm taking care of her, like especially in air traffic control, like in order for air traffic controllers to become full air traffic controllers, they got to go through an on the job training process thing where you have someone who's working with you that has to stop something bad from happening. So they actually have to, like talk over you to the airplanes when you make, you got to make a mistake, but they got to catch it before it gets too bad. So, you have that dynamic where you have this person who was literally in charge of my career right now. Like this trainer right here, this guy is in charge of my career. And whether it's subliminally, or directly or indirectly, that's going to hit you a certain way as a female. And then here you are, like you get them through. Like maybe in a situation like, man, this is my last trainer. If I don't do this, I lose this career. I'm out. They're gonna fire me. And this guy got me through. You're gonna want to show you're grateful, right? Like you're gonna want to show you're grateful. And then it becomes, and it's the pheromones and all that. And then air traffic controllers, they work hard, but they party hard too. So you have these like parties, and they come over and just tell you like, well, I don't know, just something about you. What about your husband? Well, he's away for the weekend. Uh-oh. You know what I mean? So you got that. I'm pretty sure it's like that in law enforcement. I know it's like that in the military. We know it's like that in the military, fellas. You know what I mean? So, you got to add that dynamic to it. So yeah, you're there all that time, 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours a day, depending on what you're doing. And then you have that dynamic when this person is teaching you things, you respect them in a way that you don't respect your husband necessarily. And that person's in charge of your career for at least that moment. So yeah, you got all that stuff factoring in. It's going to happen at work. So
I agree. 100%.
We have
all right
line for you.
You said what?
I said same.
Go ahead, bro.
HR on line 1 for you.
Exactly. All right. Now this right here, this statistic shits on a lot of talking points of a lot of people in this space that's saying that women aren't leaving their men because they cheat on them. According to 57% of divorces were caused by infidelity. So if women are filing 70% of the divorces, and 57% of divorces are caused by infidelity, it's because motherfuckers cheating on them. So don't let it fool you. Sure. This is not an old statistic. This is from this year, April 17th. This study came out. 57% of divorces are caused by that. More than half of divorces cases are caused by one partner cheating, which highlights how serious the problem is in marriages where cheating occurs, but divorce doesn't happen. It can lead to a loss of trust, make it challenging to regain the closeness and once existed in the couple. So, like I said, anybody of you cats, these red pillars or whoever, they're saying that women are filing these divorces because of lack of commitment or they just get bored, you're full of shit. The stats don't bear that. It's that women are getting cheated on and they leaving because they're getting cheated on. So,
but aren't there? But they're the stated cause of divorce or whatever the divorce is, no fault, right? That's the stated. So they're not saying I'm divorcing this guy and they're going through the process because of cheating, because you have to prove that, right?
Yeah, but
so I don't know about
you have to prove it in order to get compensated because of that, to get some kind of recompense because of that. But you don't have to prove it as your meaning, the reason why you want to get divorced. You don't have to prove that to the state that I'm divorcing because he cheated on me. You just know he cheated on you. And what if the guy has status? You don't want to, fuck up his whole shit and mess up his whole status. So maybe I'm just going to do irreconcilable differences, or like you said, no fault states or what have you. But the study is showing the reason why they are even probably initiating stuff, even if that's not the reason they're filing for it, is because of cheating.
Man, I don't know about that, bro. I would say the stated reason is that. I believe that's what they're saying, but I would argue that most people don't want to do the whole I want a divorce because he or she is cheating. Well, he is cheating in this case because the investigation going to happen and maybe they were cheating too. You know what I mean? So I think that I agree with that infidelity and cheating is the cause, but that's not what's on the documentation. And they're going to get paid either way. I mean, if they're not making the money, dude's making the money, they're getting alimony, they're getting child support, they're going to split the assets either way. But if she's making more, he's going to get his half as well. So I mean, I don't know about that one, bro.
But I'm just saying, if anybody else can jump in after I make this statement, but do you think women are going to file 70% of the time if they're cheating most of the time? If they're cheating, are they filing divorce?
Because based on them numbers where you were talking, where it showed like they cheat 30%. Well, what was it? The guys 20. So we looking at them numbers that I think when a woman starts cheating, she emotionally checked out. So she might have that guilt where she's like, you know what, I'm done with this dude. I'm mostly done with him. So let me go ahead and foul and I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Or let me go ahead and cheat and then foul. So again, that's what the whole thing is. It's like I'm already cheating too. Well, I'm cheating because of him, and that might be the truth. Yeah. That's giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm cheating because I call him cheating, but I'm cheating nonetheless, and we're both married, so we're both cheating. So how am I going to get this divorce? I can't state that, right? It's irreconcilable differences. We're in a no-fault state. We're going to do that so I can get, because somebody's going to get paid, right? More likely.
Yeah, I think they'll mark infidelity. Like if they get that phone call from a chick, it's something clean cut, and it was on his side, they'll mark it in, but they ain't going to mark, like he said, if it's on their side, it's going to be irreconcilable.
And that goes into a point, like most women, if they leave, they already have an idea of somebody they could be with after. If they come file, a lot of times there's always another dude that's there. I can see.
There's a stat on that, bro. I'm surprised you don't have it. There's a stat.
I'm sure it's in there. I'm sure it's. I clipped like 20 different ones, and if not,
a backup dude, like it's like a backup guy or replacement guy. There's a stat out there. I want to say 60 or 70% of married women admit to having a backup guy.
And the funny thing is, it's actually in the clip with Shahida Khan. I just didn't know how far it was, and I just didn't want to play her whole clip and like take up. So what I'll do after we go through this, I'll play the end of her clip, and I think she actually is on that as well. So let me go ahead to the next thing.
I hear from the ladies though. Ladies, what's going on? Why women getting divorced? Is it because they're cheating, or is it because they trying to just get a nice quick little payday and the grass is green on the other side kind of thing?
I think like a lot of men will be like, oh, it's always the woman that wants the divorce or leaves, but they don't ask like why the woman wants to leave you. Like what is going on that you're not providing in the relationship that she wants to leave you, type of thing. Like I think that's like a big issue in relationships, is like there'll be like a lot of things that like the men will think like everything's like okay, it's like perfectly fine, while the woman's like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and then all of a sudden she like leaves your ass one day and they're like, what the hell happened? And it's like all this shit was like building up and now it's like not fixable. So I think that's a lot of issues in relationships.
Shout out to my man Conrad from the Real Podcast. I appreciate you coming through, showing some love. Happy anniversary to you and your lovely wife. I think you said 6 years. Happy anniversary, and you're celebrating this weekend. So appreciate you, brother, for coming through. All right. What about any other ladies? All right. If not, let's go to
Kiki gonna say something. Girl, you about to say something. I can see you about to say
something.
Go ahead.
I was gonna agree with what she said too, but I definitely think that like there comes a point where a woman gets tired and she she's like, I had enough. But I strongly do believe that a woman just don't just like file for a divorce right away after the first or 3 times he cheated and stepped out. I think it's like a multiple time thing, like 50 to 100 times of things that he's done. And then on top of that, like the disrespect, because then once a man cheats, sometimes it takes a toll of a woman's mental health too. Then it becomes ugly. It's verbal, and then it could be aggressive. It could be a physical thing. So it really does go really deeper. And I strongly do believe that's why most of the time women do file for divorce.
Sean, you got something to say? You laughing at that, or you laughing at something else?
I'm just laughing at both of them shooting women bail in all these situations. It's just like assume the worst happens. It's just sometimes
I
she
mean,
just
because
sometimes she
people don't
wants to
know
be
about that.
dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything besides cheating. It could be he's bad with finances. He doesn't protect her. He doesn't give her what she needs emotionally. It could be anything aside from him cheating. I got divorced.
I agree with you on that. I
That's what I was
don't
saying.
You know what I'm
disagree.
saying?
That's true. I agree. It's a mixed
My,
emotion of everything. It could be possibly of anything. But yeah, you were 100% right on that too.
my divorce was in irreconcilable differences. I did not file. She filed, and I was not the one who got caught cheating. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like it's exactly the opposite of my situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Yeah, everyone has different situations. Some people fall out of love just, like they're not compatible no more. And they do file. So I do, I'm not saying like, I'm just saying the like majority of why a woman decides to file is because it could be deeper, more deeper into it. But there are people who are just, they lose, there's no chemistry there, there's no attraction, and they're like, hey, look, instead of cheating, I want to get a divorce. I'm gonna be transparent with you. Let's
That's
call it quits.
the breaking
But
up.
that's the most respectful thing.
That's
I wish in the real world people could really do that instead of stepping out of the relationship and really cheating. That would be ideal. That would be nice if everybody could just be like, hey, let's talk about it. I don't see you like
Yeah.
that no more. You can be free. Let's all file for a divorce. But yeah.
can I ask the women a question? If marriage contracts were like sports contracts, where let's just say you get married and it's a 2-year contract, right? With an option to where every year you have to renew it. Every year you have to prove that
Mm-hmm.
you're worthy, both people, of still being in this marriage. If not, then the marriage can just be annulled. Nobody gets anything. Would you all accept those terms?
It's funny because I thought that sounds very familiar. I think I saw this somewhere before, and I was like, man, they need to have something like that for these single people. I need some resumes too. But because yeah, I feel like that would be nice to kind of revisit that because people change, right? When you get older, everybody change. Everybody's different. You're not the same person you were like 2 years ago because of growth. I think that will be something nice to kind of like revisit, but not giving, because I think a lot of times too, when people hear that, they kind of automatically assume like, oh, that's like an easy way to like call quits. Marriage shouldn't be an easy way to get out of it. I don't like if I get married, I'm in it for the long run. I really don't want to give up on that. So I'm kind of like
Mm,
50% between that. I got
yeah.
to read the fine prints and like more into details about it.
Okay.
Sorry
Yeah.
for your short answer.
Yeah. I feel like it like sounds like a good idea, but then like what's the point of like getting married? Like what's the difference? So why don't you just like be in a relationship and then like break up if things aren't working then? I feel like the whole point of marriage is because you're like supposed to be together forever no matter what. So
Okay.
No, I think it's a good concept, Sean. I was thinking about it because I think if you look at it from like every 2 years, man, it will save people a lot of time because it's like, hey, you got to assess. You know that 2 years is coming up. You're like,
Not
just
for
kind
the
of get on my
renewal.
nerves, man. I don't get no financial hit. I'm up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you could catch this stuff when you're young and of course, when you get into the next situation, you got to like reevaluate yourself. But nah, I think it will be good for a lot of people.
I think it can incentivize people, along the way. Let you know you can't get lazy. If you got me under the pretenses that I like to have sex 5 times a week, nobody told you to change that shit once we got married. If I was providing for you before we got married, I shouldn't unilaterally just change that once we get married. And you may be fed up with that shit, right? And so what I would think that if a system like this existed where men knew they didn't have a penalty for getting divorced, I assure you, the amount of men who file for divorce would shoot through the roof. Or a system where like this, it just lapsed. We just let it lapse. So I do think there's an overrepresentation. Moving away from that, I think there's an overrepresentation of women filing because women know that they will get something out of a divorce.
You're making some good points, brother Sean. I agree. I think there should be a marital contract. I'm a big sci-fi fan. Back in the late 80s, there was a TV show called Earth 2. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It was a sci-fi stuff, right? In that TV show, in that movie, in that world, they had marital contracts. And like one of the plot lines were, hey, we're on the new Earth now. We're on Earth 2. So are we going to continue with the contracts, or are we going to go back to the old way of doing things? The course, they were like, oh, we're going to go back to doing it forever. Like, that's going to work. Like, nah, the contract thing works. And secondly, you have women who are making more money, like in the younger cohorts, like more women are graduating college than men, right? I think at a rate of 2 to 1 now, more women are enrolling in college and finishing than men. They are making more money in certain cohorts. So I think that women are going to start getting hurt by the family court system, because the family court doesn't care about gender. They only care who makes the money. And if she's making more money than him and he gets the right attorney and he can show that he's been home with the children and all this kind of stuff, guess what? He's not getting kicked out the house. She's getting kicked out the house. Guess who's going to have to pay the vast majority of child support? She is, because she's the one who's out there earning and doing all this stuff. Once that happens, I believe there's going to be a shift, because women do one thing that men don't do. Women vote. So women are going to go out there and change the system when it starts to affect them negatively. Yeah. I think that's going to happen.
I agree.
Could I ask Sean a quick question on that? Sean, what do you think that percentage would be for men if you just had to throw one out there? Like,
that's a great question.
Their fouling rate.
Bruh, I would say maybe 10 points higher than women. I mean, if I'm being honest, I think a lot of dudes have their succession plan in place. I think that. Not saying that we're actively talking to her, but I just know, like, before I go to sleep at night, I'm gonna replace you. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, if I know that I think Shelby over here in the cut, and me and Shelby, we had good times, and you are a fucking headache, Kiki. Yeah, this ain't gonna work out for me, Miss Kiki.
She gonna tell Shelby, like, we got 2 more months, Shelby. 2 more months.
It's like, hang in there. You get the roses, you get the elbow arrangement.
I guess we might as well make it work.
All right. I didn't realize I downloaded a ton of these. It was like a ton of stats. So I downloaded so many, but I'm going to go through them quick, and then we can highlight some specific ones. If anybody want to stop and like dive deeper into any specific point, we can. But I want to go to these quick. I'm going to play the rest of Saida Khan's interview, and then we can discuss that, and then we're going to conclude the show. So let me just go through the next one. 60% of unfaithful partners did not plan to divorce after affair. You think people are cheating with the intent of sticking with their spouse?
Men are.
Kind of do.
Yeah, men definitely are. I know men are.
They love varieties. Yeah.
So you think women cheat with the possibility of leaving their man for somebody new?
Yeah, I think so. I think there is a deep emotional connection they go through. So yeah, I think it's more planned out.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree that men think they could, because it isn't as significant in a man's mind to have an affair with somebody else than it is with a woman, because a woman really, they pay more close attention to things they might be giving up should they it go south. So next is 88% of emotional affairs are more devastating than physical affairs. People say that. Do people agree that an emotional affair where you are getting emotional support and insight and reassurance from somebody else can be more detrimental than having a physical sexual affair with somebody? Anybody agree with that? Sean, look like you got something you got to say.
Mine is a question that's going to put people in an awkward situation, so maybe I want to wait till last.
I can't wait no more. You got to go with that question.
Yeah, now you got to go.
You got to share. You can't just start it off with that.
So I like binary choice, right? Now let's see if you all on this panel can make a binary choice.
Sorry. Somebody's at my door. I'll be right back.
Or B. It's not either. It's not both. A or B. Starting with the ladies. Would you rather your person cheat with one person or just be willing to cheat with whoever, whenever? Starting with you, Shelby.
Probably one, so it's less like, I don't know, less mess, I guess. I don't know. Or like possibility of like STDs or whatever.
But he's having an affair. It's not like he cheated, he had sex with her once. This is a side chick that he's having an affair with. Not he just hit it once and then he comes back to you. This is his side chick that he's with. That's waiting to take your spot.
I still think I'd rather it be one person versus a bunch of different people.
Okay. All right. How about you, Kiki?
Sorry, I had to like open the door real quick. What was the question? One more time. Go back to what you said. I didn't hear it.
Would you rather your person have one person on the side or just be open to whoever, wherever?
I have to pick one.
There's no both. There's no neither. It's either or.
Can I put the fifth on this?
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope. You're on the show for a reason.
One person on the side instead of like just picking randomly and then as much as they want. It's just one person on the side.
Any particular reason why?
You know, that way it's easy to maintain, to check their health, make sure there's no like disease, and like, you know, it's easy to track and make sure it's like easily coming to me. That's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking of.
All right. I'm curious how Miss Polly gonna answer this question, being her situation, being in a polyamorous relationship. Well, let's just say you would you rather have one of your partners have a significant side piece or randomly cheating?
I think I'd rather have them with more than one person.
Why is that?
I'll say because it shows that they're just really just running around. They're not connected in any particular way. They probably just have some issues that they're just trying to run into, emotional running around. That's about it. So to me, I'd rather have that because the one-on-one means you're building an intimate relationship with someone, and at some point, if you're long term, then you're investing, and that means there's something else more than that. If I was more monogamous, I would say that would be that. Even now, like if one of my guys were to talk to someone else, which we have tried to vet a woman before, I watch their movement, and then the person that they're investing their time in, that's the person that I'm like, do you like that person? It's not the ones that have come in and nobody cares about them. They're not steady.
Very interesting answers for the women. Now, this is where it really gets interesting. Guys, Saint, what's up, man? What's your answer?
I straight up, I'd rather have one dude.
Okay.
One dude. That one dude. Because I'm like, can that dude fight? You know?
I'm not. I mean, I'm not getting into that. That doesn't even complete. I'm not going to agree to those terms. You know what I mean? Like I'm just. I'm not going to agree to those terms.
No, I get it. She'd be going regardless. But I'm just saying, if I found out before I bounced out,
1 or 100 don't matter. I'm gone.
All I'm saying is just like, but it's just like, I don't know, because then I'd have to do what everybody's talking about. Like, dang, you just was out there. Now I got to go and make sure that I got the oopty wops and all kinds of shit. I
mean, even removing that, let's just say you didn't have to worry about the sexual diseases. I just the way I'm built, like I'm not going to agree to that. It's just the way I am. I get it. It's for me to pick to make a choice. I wouldn't do it. But the emotional thing, like for men, a guy see a big butt and a smile, he just want to run up in it. It's nothing. He doesn't even whatever.
Yeah.
But that number was so high, that 86% with women, because of the emotional cheat or whatever, because that's how it starts with women, isn't it? I mean, I don't know too many women can just smash you and forget about you or whatever. There are women I've been with that I couldn't pick them out of a lineup. I don't imagine an average woman's been with so many men that they forgot every face. Like, you know what I mean? They forgot faces. And one of the things I've noticed, that you really want to piss a woman off, have a woman that you smashed back in the day come up to you and you really don't remember her. Like, completely, like she looks like a stranger. You're introducing yourself to her. Man, you want to see somebody get mad. You know, it's
Yeah,
this
that's
dude's
happened before.
bro, bro.
Oh
But,
yeah.
let me respond to Sean's question.
I saw your
So
wheels turn.
yeah, I was thinking about it. I'll probably choose option 2, man, honestly, because I think, with the one person, once somebody's emotionally invested in somebody, for a female, I would say she's gone. So
So you want
I
the
think
multiple dudes?
because here's my reasoning for that.
Okay.
They might not even want to really go down that road. They might go on a date like, I can't do it, So if there's no emotional connection, you got a better shot. But if they got that side dude and stuff, that could be also like multiple days shit, like 5 times a week versus like she might just go out on one date a month or something, because he said randomly, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, see, so yeah, there's a little
Yeah,
bit of
every
variance
time
on
she
that.
go on that company retreat,
Yeah.
she giving somebody a treat.
Meat
Every
cheek.
time she go on break. But here's another thing too. Like,
But hold on,
if you-
Sean, what would you choose in that scenario? I'm interested. Sean ain't shit for the record. Let's just put that.
So my answer is that one person, and it's a very, very plausible reason. If she gets an emotional attachment to one person, and she potentially leaves me for that person, I don't give a fuck. At least I was not dating a town whore. At the very least, because I mean, think about it. The worst thing that can happen in that situation is she leaves you for that guy. Who the fuck cares? Just replace her. As opposed to she's been gargling 20 penises. No. Nah. Just minimize it. Nope.
Yeah, man, I can't.
I wish y'all the best. It's fucking great. Great. Y'all look good together. Yep.
I see where you're coming from, bro. Like, if I'm out there if I'm running a rotation, I got a rotation of, let's say, 5 or 6. Yeah, they're smashing other dudes, but I don't care. Right? It's not. It is what I don't.
You
care.
changing the parameters, Diop. Let's put it this way.
But here's the thing. This is why I can't answer it. So on the one hand, it's like, well, if I'm just smashing some chick, it doesn't matter. And I hope I shouldn't matter to her. We agree. We're just having fun. We're doing our things. All of us. She's got other dudes. I got other women. But if I'm with a woman, like I got rid of my rotation to be with this woman because we don't cheat, and I said these are the boundaries. These are the guardrails. And she's like, nah, you gotta let me smash one dude, or I'm gonna be out here smashing multiple dudes. That's what I mean. I can't agree to that.
No. See, the parameter wasn't like you've had a discussion about it. Listen, you're a comedian. Say you got shows and you go all over the United States doing shows, and you out on while you out on the road, and you come back one day and you find out your woman that you with, not some chick in a rotation, the woman that you with has been unfaithful. Would it be more? Would it mess with you more if you found out every time you went somewhere there was a new dude laid up in your bed, busting your chick out, or one dude every single time that you were gone in that house?
It's equally disgusting to me, because the reason why is like, damn, as a dude, if I can say no to all the Foxy Brown is getting thrown at me while I'm on the road doing my shows, if I can say no and not cheat, and here you are back at the crib, whether you smashing the neighbor or you smashing all the neighbors, to me it doesn't matter. But I guess because it's, with me it's a different thing. It's the whole cheat thing, because I don't do that. Yeah. Even I'm like, but damn, you run a rotation. Yeah, we all agree to do that. But once I commit to someone, I'm with that person. I'm giving up all the fun to be with you, and you just smack me in the face with it or kick me in the balls or whatever term you want to use. That's why I was like, I wouldn't be cool with it. And Brother Sean, is a scenario. It's like, okay, so if she leaves you, she's just with the one dude. That makes sense the way you broke it down. But I mean, it's just like, man. That's what we need. We need Miss Polly to talk about. That's her world, bro. That's that Polly's world.
But it was a funny scenario. But I mean, most of us are gonna leave and shit. But I mean, just the way he based it. I mean, I'm like, she's gone anyways. Pretty much.
I thought about that because it talked about emotional cheating and things like that. And I know that doesn't necessarily mean intimacy, like physical intimacy, but it's just like in that scenario, one involves emotional cheating, the other one really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just like, to me, it's like, okay, emotional cheating can lead to somebody leaving you. And I mean, is that actually the end of the world? I don't think that's the end of the world. Maybe you found somebody that's better for you. I'm just gonna find somebody that's better
Definitely
for
face her.
All right, so let me go to the next one.
Damn, Sean, that was a good one,
Okay.
bro. Blew
Yeah,
my
it
head
was,
with
man.
that one.
Yeah, I was like,
Dang.
damn.
Couples below 30 years of age are likely to fall prey to emotional cheating. So young kid people are the people that's out there emotionally cheating. So that goes along with
Yeah,
what we were
makes sense.
saying. That makes sense.
Ooh,
Seven,
can I ask the lady something real quick on that?
go ahead. Of course.
So, ladies, if y'all in a relationship with a guy, like you got your boyfriend, like y'all love each other, it's all good. Y'all been together for a while, and you get a call from one of your old friends, like say the first love of your life. You know, you ain't seen the guy, y'all ain't did nothing, y'all grew up together, whatever. He calls you and his mom died, and is it cheating if you rush over to that guy to comfort him because his mom died?
If you're like hiding it from your partner, I guess. If you tell your partner about the situation and see how they feel about it, I don't know.
What if he said, I don't like that dude because he be trying to like he just trying to be too friendly with you. But then
Then you
this
gotta
one time.
respect that.
Okay. What about you, Kiki? You cheating if you
I
going
guess-
over there to comfort a dude who
Your first boyfriend, puppy love,
First
y'all was like
boyfriend.
middle school or whatever.
13 years old, your first kiss.
I wasn't even 13. But
Don't tell yourself, girl. Don't tell yourself now.
no, I was older. I was a late bloomer. But whatchamacallit? No, I wouldn't go over there and comfort him. I'll definitely give him my condolence over
Send him a
phone
text,
or
huh? Be like,
yeah, respectful. You
give him
know,
the
respectful with
prayer
any question.
emoji.
Yeah, like my condolences.
So you're saying it is
flowers.
cheating. You're
I don't
saying
think
it
it's
is
cheating to do
cheating.
that. It's innocent. I would do it that way, where it's a text message. That's not cheating to me. That's
If you were to go to him, that is cheating.
yeah, I would think that is because I mean, but then it's different. I mean, oh, that's a trick one. I don't want to speak too soon because I feel like so one, he's in El Salvador, so I wouldn't fly. That's a hard no. I'm not flying over
Or she
there.
trying to put
Well,
logic behind the cheating.
Yeah.
Let's keep the reality out of it. He lives 15 minutes away from you.
Kiki, you and your man did so good. Y'all got a private jet. Getting to anywhere on planet Earth ain't
Yeah,
nothing. All you
exactly.
gotta do is get on the bird. Y'all braided like that. He was, your first kiss. Y'all were just, your first love. Is it cheating to go comfort him because his mom died?
Comfort,
Like,
yes.
why are you doing
Physical
that much?
touch, discomfort, yeah. It was considered cheating. You put it like that, break it down like that. Yes, it is cheating.
Yeah. All right, Miss Polly, can you hear us? Can you answer?
Yeah, I can answer. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is because most men don't want you to emotionally attach to anyone else but them. So if it's a monogamous situation, absolutely, because you're showing that you care. You're putting them as a priority, and the priority should be with the person you're with.
All right, I agree with that. See,
Yeah, it's definitely cheating. What my man Will Ferrell saying at Wedding Crashers, death is an aphrodisiac.
Oh yeah,
she gonna go over there, hey, he start comforting a homie, and it's gonna go down. Yeah,
she gonna feel needed, and
Mhm.
All right, okay, we went through that one. With that one. 7% of men confess to having engaged in emotional cheating, while 91% of women stated guilty of this act. Yeah, we already know. People already doing that. All right. Cheating is an immoral act for 76% of Americans. That means 3/4 of the American population think cheating is just wrong. Is anybody surprised by that number? Because I thought it was a little bit less than that. I thought it's been a lot more normalized because on all these podcasts I'm on and these panels I'm on, people are like, everybody cheat. Oh, all men cheat, or everybody, that's what I thought. So 3/4 of people think is not accepted. I think it's morally reprehensible to cheat. Was anybody surprised by that statistic?
I thought it'd be higher, honestly, because nobody wants it to happen to them. They don't care doing it to somebody else. That.
The reason I'm saying is because like America, we good at rationalizing the shit. We're like, oh yeah, if somebody's not happy, or if the woman's not having sex with them, or if the man is not providing emotional support, I can understand it. We good on rationalizing some bullshit. So that's why I thought the number would be lower in that case.
I don't know, man. It's like I said earlier, bro. Like ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
I don't want the person I'm with to cheat on me. I'm going to take them at their word. We say we're going to do this, But I mean, if she is cheating, just love me enough not to get caught.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
not sure if, oh, I was gonna say,
Go
I'm
ahead.
not
Go ahead. Go ahead.
like like normalizing it. I feel like it's just becoming more common, but people don't think that it's right still. They're just like doing it anyway.
Normalizing doesn't mean right. That means it's just more accepted that it happens. That is, you should expect it to happen more than not.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I guess more people expect it to happen, even though they don't like it.
Yeah. If I'm dating any woman on this panel except for sister Miss Polly, because she gonna tell me up front what it is. You know what I mean? The other two, I'm expecting like, all right, we're doing what you're supposed. We're doing it traditional way, right? And then someone steps outside of those parameters, that that's cheating. Man, like I said, just don't let me find out. But there's so many people out there, women especially, they go looking for it, and it's not even there. So you got that aspect when you have women out there, accusing this guy time and time again of cheating. He's like, well, hell, I might as well go ahead and get me some. I'm over here like, I'm blocking it. You know what I mean? I'm over here doing my best Neo of the Matrix trying to dodge it, and you blaming me for doing it anyway. I might as well get me some. I mean, and tell her like, well, you know what? I'm finna go get some so you'll be happy. You want me to cheat? I'm going out here. I'm gonna go get some tonight. How about that? Which is really hard for a guy to just run out there and get some. But anyway, you know me, you get my point.
If he did, it was somebody waiting in the wings that he could.
I said, now they got you. Like, got you, bitch.
You got it too easy.
Yeah. You trying that brother Dame take a break shit. Nah, I know what you want.
All right, let's go to the next one. Many people who are cheated on start regaining their emotions after 12 months. That was a surprising statistic. Do you think, are you surprised that people it takes 12 months for you to start regaining the emotional connection, the emotional ties to somebody to even closely to the level that you were? It takes as long as 12 months. You thought it was shorter? You thought it was longer?
I don't doubt it. I feel like it takes a while. Like if something bad goes down, it's like, I feel like it takes a long time to like rebuild trust and stuff. I feel like it takes longer, like years.
Okay. What about you, Kiki?
I agree with her. I think it does take some time, because when a woman goes through a man cheating on them, they go through this whole like weird emotion roller coaster thing. It's like I don't know. I've been in something similar, so it's like the first 3 months is kind of like it takes a toll of your brain. It's like you can't believe it's happening, and then you were like kind of like begging him to be there, and then it's like you're there, and then it's like another 3 months of like having this anger at them, and then you're like, oh, and then it's like it's like a weird roller coaster thing. So I definitely do believe it's like 12 months or even possibly more.
Man, look, I tell you this. I think 12 months or less for women, you know what I mean? Because women generally plan these sort of things. Men generally react to these sort of things. If you get a guy who's really let his emotions out, I make this argument all the time. Men love harder than women. Like when a man really falls for a woman, he really loves her. Right? We ain't talking about the dudes out there who getting on and all that. We ain't talking about the players. What makes a man a true player in my book is a player is a guy who can really control his emotions. So when a guy lets his emotions out with a woman, and he really wants to be with her, he gives it his all, and she smashes his best friend, for instance, or something like that, right? It ends horribly. It takes, I don't know if he ever really recovers, to be honest with you. I think it takes him at least, a year and a half, 2 years before his head is truly back to normal, and he's never going to love like that again. Men ain't gonna just keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that one time he gave 100%, next time he might be giving 75%. And if that doesn't work next time, you know what I mean? Because men rarely let those emotions out. You know what I mean? Again, players and those guys who know how to womanize, they understand that, protect your emotions, bro. Like, protect your neck. And what Wu-Tang said, protect your neck because you know what's coming. So, but those guys who fail to do that, I mean, hell, I've been there. Shit, I remember the one time I tried it, it took me 2 years to get my head right, to be honest with you. It was a lot of stuff going on as well, like in the streets and at work and all this, but it took 2 years. And I had to sit down and really watch myself. I made a lot of mistakes in that time frame. And I'm here to tell you, I'll never let my emotions out like that again, ever. You know what I'm saying? Until I die. And I'm glad I'm old. I ain't got that long to wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I never.
You got plenty of time. Don't say that. Nah,
What
but I do
about you?
get what you said because
Yeah.
we tend to we love love. So the whole fact of how like mans once they love harder. 100%. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, you're gonna ask
Sean
another
or
question.
Jerk? Anybody?
That sounds about right. I mean, but I do think it depends, right? If I'm being honest, I got to speak for the other side of what you said, Saint. If I'm a person that's doing my thing too, how much do I give a fuck and for how long? You know what I'm saying? It can feel like a relief, like damn, she finally got one. I'm up 30-1. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, so it can kind of feel like a relief. But I mean, I guess if you're talking about a situation where both people are actually absolutely, being faithful, I mean, I guess that can sound right. I don't have much experience in that, but I guess that sounds right.
Go ahead, Jerk.
Yeah, man, just that timeline, man. It just, I mean, it seems like a long time. So it's like kind of like Sean said, man. I don't have experience in that, but I really think it might be shorter, man. Because I think if once you kind of assess it for guys, you deal with it, you start kind of occupying your time with like activities and stuff. You going back out. I think it might even be only 6 months, honestly.
Oh,
I think it
really?
might be a little shorter. Yeah.
That's quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Are you
You're
done,
gonna
Jerk?
ask?
I'm sorry. I don't want to talk over you.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Pop.
I'm done.
I was gonna say I don't think you can unless something about their character changed because not being honest, the character flaw. So to me, unless something in your life has dramatically changed you, you're done. I just feel that way. Because they even probably I've had someone like I knew though, so I'm already kind of ahead of it anyway. I already kind of know you're talking to somebody, whatever. But I was like, okay, so like if you're not gonna admit it, and then I find out, like I can prove it, whatever, then we good. And so that's what happens. Like I'm just like, we're good. And so it's you can't. They come back and try to say they're sorry or excellent, all that, but it doesn't matter because there's nothing that's gonna convince me that you've changed to that degree. And no months, a couple months, like what life experience has made you change?
Mm.
And most of the time they don't have.
I mean, the thing that's going to change is if, and a lot of times it's going to be if they really gave a shit about you losing you and the fear of
But
losing
they
you would
gave a shit
probably.
that they're losing you. They didn't do shouldn't have did it in the first place. Because
Yeah,
if
I
it
mean,
ain't worth putting it on the line, why'd you put it on the line?
I agree. I agree. I'm a big proponent. If you ain't worth, you don't want it bad enough if you ain't worth to die for it. So
I mean, that's like taking your last dollar and being like, oh, let me just chance it and gamble. If you're
yeah,
willing to gamble the last dollar that you need to eat food with, you don't care enough.
yeah, I agree.
Ain't worth the gamble. Yeah,
Man,
no.
niggas play roulette every day, B.
And
All
they
day.
lose every day, and they keep going, they keep losing.
Hey,
So
Dave, real
it is what
quick
it is.
on that.
What's up?
Oh, on that last one, was it like you staying with somebody and you get over it?
Who, me?
No,
No,
I think it
the
was a
last.
breakup. I think
Oh,
it was getting over
okay.
the
I was
breakup and
about to
thinking,
say
yeah.
like if you stay
No,
with
no, no,
somebody
no,
now, that's
no.
like 5 years. Like I had to make sure on
Yeah.
that one. Okay, no, yeah, 6 months.
47.7 adults cheated or did the same in 7 days of the incident. That means that somebody got back cheat within 7 days of getting cheated on. A lot of people are getting it back. That's crazy. That shocked me. That shocked me.
Why would that shock you, bro? Women can smash any time. Every woman listening to our voice right now, any woman on this panel, any woman in the chat, if she want to have a dude come over in the next 15 minutes, they can make it happen. Now, how many dudes can do that? So it makes sense to me. 7 days. I mean, most dudes can't get back. If we're being honest, not in a week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, but still, it was just like I thought it was like a little longer than that, like 30 days, a month, or something like that, or whatever. Like if I don't know, but the week they just like, all right, you cheating? Okay, we cheating now? Oh, that's what we doing?
That's what we doing.
Hold on. Sean came out the mic. What's up?
Yeah.
That penis on standby, bro.
I mean that is true.
She got a seasoning waiting, or she was already doing that, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? She was
Yeah.
already.
But I mean,
Yeah,
she
that's
put
all-
on that red dress and put on some makeup, bro. She gone. I mean, it's if a woman wants to go out tonight, I don't care where she is on planet Earth, with the mission of I'm gonna have sex tonight, it's happening, bro. It is happening, and she ain't
That
even
is
got
a
to be a
fact.
dime. She ain't
That
even
is
got
a
to be a
fact.
dime.
Those men you spoke of that aren't having sex or don't have that access, I mean, they do. If they got to lose 40, they can get it.
Yeah.
You're right, and I don't count that, but you're right though. You can pay the yeah. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. That's why I don't believe in the term incel. You're not involuntary celibate. You volunteering to be celibate because you could go pay for some shit if you want to.
Nah, it's some
You want
incels can't pay for it, bro. It's some incels can't pay for it.
you want that. You want a connection. You want somebody to love you to give it to you for free, but you can go get it if you want.
Nah, bro. I didn't see pros tell these dudes no. You know,
But not every pro gonna tell. Not everyone. Did you go to a different one? Somebody gonna want that $40.
You gotta get the ones that be patting on their. You know, you gotta get them.
Somebody gonna want that $40.
Somebody want that
Something new at this broadcast. I was not aware of that. It was that easy for you males. $40. That's all you need. Just $40.
Depending on what city you in. Have you seen? There's videos. There are videos of L.A. I don't know. I think they got them in Orlando, from Oakland, L.A., Vegas. Dudes go out with their phones. They just show the girls walking on the strip like it looks like the early '80s again out in
East
L.A., bro.
14th International or
early '80s.
Oh yeah,
it look like the '80s. They walking up and down the. They on the track for real, bro. Wearing nothing.
It's like that out here in Dallas. It's called Harry.
Is it?
Of Harry Hines in Dallas. Yeah.
It's like that in Dallas. Damn.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Women between the ages of 20 and 29 tend to cheat more than men. Dang. So if you dating somebody that's 29 or below,
say it ain't so.
She might be. She got a higher likelihood you gonna get cheated on.
That's that small whole phase that they try to skip over.
Is that the whole phase?
I wouldn't know.
And here's what the numbers don't bear out. Guess who those young ladies are smashing?
The 30-year-old men.
The older men.
Yeah, the 30 plus. 30
Yeah,
to 39. Because I think the next stat is 30, 39 years of age. The 30 to 39-year-old men.
That's what it is.
Seriously. That's who it is. Younger women are cheating with older men in most cases.
Yeah, because that's one of them talking points, Dane, where them dudes be like, oh, I'm going to drop down, I'm going to get my money, and then I'm going to get the younger chick. Like, they about to clean your ass out, man. Good luck.
I guess you can expose them to new shit pretty easily. Like, they impressed by shit eat the simple shit. Like, oh, your man takes you to Applebee's on a Saturday. I'm going to take you to Mastro's. I'm taking you to Ruth's Chris. Your man takes you to, Six Flags. I'm going to take you to Turks and Caicos, I mean,
that's real talk. It's the experience. It's the experience being provided. That's 100% correct. Like, oh, they're watching TikTok or whatever. Don't take me to Cheesecake Factory. And if she's fine enough, all right, I'll take you to Nobu. Let's go to LA. Let's go to Vegas. Let's go to Miami. I'll take you to STK. I'll take you to Mr. Child's. You know what I mean? We'll go to the new one in Dubai. And if you got the bread like that, come on now.
But the numbers show they still cheating with that dude that would get them that 2 for 20. You know what I'm saying? So that's the.
But they in a relationship with the guy that's getting a 2 for 20. They cheating on the guy that's giving them, the flight down to Miami or New York or whatever.
Yeah, for real. All right, what else we got here? 44% of men cheat on the spouses for sexual. Only 44% of men cheat for sexual gratification, satisfaction. So 56% of men are cheating for something else. Men cheating for emotional support and affirmation.
They want somebody to make them a sandwich. Please make me a sandwich.
More cuddles. Maybe he needs somebody to hold his hands. No, sit down.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold your hand while we go into the kitchen. You can make me a sandwich. I'm gonna be here watching football.
Every man want to be felt like they're amazing. Like, it may be some shit you do that your wife done seen you did a million times that you get no accolades for. You do it for this new chick. She gonna think you're the greatest man alive. And that's what happens. That's why you got to consistently be appreciative of the things people do and recognize that, oh shit, I haven't shown that person affirmation or appreciation. So let me go ahead and make sure I do that. So they're not feeling like it's lacking and they get it it feels twice as good coming from somebody else. I think that a lot of people don't do that. They don't sit there and make them feel appreciated or, wanted, Well,
I think it was, I don't know if it was Brother Sean that said this or Brother Jerk, but there are women out there who they give you bullshit sex. You know what I mean? Y'all didn't say that, but you alluded to the sex being an issue. Like it's not enthusiastic, right? But I think I heard that here. But anyway, there are women out there who aren't like, they're not really trying to have it. Like they're not doing that wild and crazy, you know what I'm saying? You know, blowing somebody back out sex. And it's like, well, that's what he wants.
Can I tell you
Chris
why?
Rock said, why? Because you tired?
There's a lot of reason why. A lot of times women are extremely tired. They don't feel like they're getting help in the household. They're also working while the men's working. They got to come home, they got to cook, and then they got to do the dishes. Then they got to do the laundry. Then they got to prepare their husband's food. And then they got to prepare the kids' food. Then they got to go upstairs and then try to get all sexy to please their man. We're tired. But what turns us on? What turns us on? Did you put on a cap? No, you didn't. Seriously. But
I want you, DL.
If your man, our partner, was to help us, like, you know, like where it's helpful, then we'll have that energy and we can be able to do that.
That's bullshit.
I strongly believe. I don't think so.
Sean, you want to go in or you want me to go in? You go ahead and take this on first.
Before we move in together, you're doing all that shit by yourself anyway. You're doing it all. You're doing it anyway.
Not if you're not if you have kids.
Yeah, if you're an
if
adult,
I'm single, taking care of myself, that's me taking care of just one person.
You still have to cook and clean and everything too. You still have to cook, clean, and pay bills and go to work, right? And so I cook, I clean, I grocery shop, I do everything. You don't have to do anything for me. Nothing at all. At the end of the day too, right? The way that you got to be my girl is because you were willing to come over and be a whore, despite whatever you had to do throughout the day. You came to my house and you got busy. Or I came to yours and you got busy. You put on the sexiest shit you had because you wanted to hook me in. Now, the problem is you felt like you can unilaterally change that once you got me. But you had to, the way you got me is because you did that.
I think
so, Sean, can I ask you a question?
To get the next dude when I leave you, you're going to have to do that again to get him.
I feel like
So, Sean, when you first met her, did you do any chores? Did you like mop her floor or anything?
I do wherever I'm at, I do everything.
No, I'm talking about at her crib, like before y'all, like when y'all first met up. Were you doing any chores and stuff to get the build up?
Absolutely.
What were you saying, Key?
Thank you. I feel like in the beginning stage, everybody goes through that honeymoon phase, right? But then once you become a unit together and you're a wife and a husband and you have kids, it requires more cleaning. When you have kids, especially multiple kids, cleaning don't ever stop. So you do get tired. So it's like when both people help each other in the house, it leaves that energy there. It leaves that spark. And then also not forgetting to have date nights, you know, where you can be out and free and freaky and wild, but not worry about the kids hearing you next door, right? So I think a lot of things like that, it does take a place of why a lot of times women oh my goodness, here you go with the cat.
It don't even take 15 minutes to have sex most of the time with people.
But sometimes what turns us on is if we come home and all the stuff is done. If there's no laundry and we don't have to worry about cooking dinner because our man purchased dinner and he's like, you know what, baby, go take a nice warm bath. I'm gonna go ahead and put the kids to sleep.
Kiki want an indentured servant. That's what she wants.
Hold on, y'all.
Turn on by it.
Hold on. I got somebody who's coming in. The champions here. Mike Tyson's about to come in and start punching. So here we go right here. Here go Eric.
What's up, Eric?
I wasn't going to come in today, but I just got it back out, you know, and I heard, I'm trying to see it from Sean. Was it Sean? No, it wasn't Sean. DL Saint. DL. Yeah. What kind of bullshit are you talking?
I ain't said nothing yet. I put my hat on. I just put the hat on. I ain't said nothing yet. I'm waiting for my turn. Patiently waiting.
No. I you know what? I was out. I had other things to do. I'm in a different time zone, but I said, let me see, you know. And I go in and I hear you talking to women not putting out. Are you serious? If they're not putting out for you, bro,
here you go.
You're not doing something right.
There you go.
Again, all I did was put my hat on, but I will respond. I will respond.
Hold on.
Ahead.
Let me just make sure before he responds, Kiki, you got interrupted by me bringing Erica in here.
I'm
Were you
sorry.
finished with what you were
No,
saying?
you're
I'm
good,
sorry.
Erica. No,
Okay.
I just that's what I was trying to say is like that's what turns us on. So if mans who complain and wear their cap hats because they think we're lying, all you got to do if you want that spark and like that excitement, like the beginning of the stage, all you got to do is just take care of everything, man. Let us come home. Let us take a nice warm bath where our body's nice and relaxed. Everything's already taken care of. The clothes is put away and folded. The kids already are showered. Lunch is done.
You want a sister wife?
That's what. That's what.
That's
So
just
let me-
called a ditch and servant. You know what I'm saying?
In the words of every New
saying,
So
Yorker.
you want me to
Like,
hold on. Let me get this, fellas. I just want to say, Kiki, you want me to go out and work 8 hours to bring the majority of money home and pay the majority of the bills, and then come home and do all that shit just to get my dick sucked?
Exactly.
Hold on. Just to replace to like how like what he said, how he was like, oh yeah, like in the beginning stage, you were acting like that. You guys stopped like that spark and that freakiness. I'm saying do that, and I guarantee you that freakiness will come back. But in all reality, we all get tired. Both male and female are working. We're both exhausted, but the majority of the time, it's not the man's helping the woman's. There are great men who do help. Yes, they do. Either like, hey, babe, they're chopping up, they're helping each other. One's cooking, one's cleaning, the other one's doing the laundry, while the other one's putting away the kids and like preparing them for reading them a book, preparing them for bed. That is a beautiful thing because then both of them are ready to take that time and be intimate, right? But I think the percentage is very high that is why a lot of women are not feeling intimate, and a lot of men are complaining that like, oh yeah, that's not how we get them, like, so oh, we got another live one.
Hold on. I gotta say a shout out. I gotta get some love to Conrad because this is y'all must have said some shit that really got him going.
Conrad looked pissed off. Conrad was like, hey,
This is his anniversary weekend, and he's like, these women up here on Dame's thing tripping.
Salute to everybody. Salute to the panel.
You guys.
Salute,
Hello.
brothers. Salute, sisters. God bless you all. Much love and peace to you all before I get to the war.
Let's get it on. Get it on.
No, but respectfully, ma'am, I can't really see your name, boss. So I'm gonna just call you Kiki for short.
No, Kiki is the one with the green, and Erica is the one with the black.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. You were just commenting about things in the house and kids keeping you from being intimate because we're tired. That is
overwhelmed with
completely
a lot for just one woman to do, if not the man helping.
my
If there
job.
was two, then yeah.
My job. Manager, CEO, COO, vice president should never dictate the energy and the love and the attention that my wife or my kids get from me. The mere fact that this is a common excuse because you got to go pay your bills, because you got to go do this, because you got to go do that. When you come home and you got to do some more stuff, that even if it's a quickie, you can't turn around and say, hey, babe, I just want it so I can go to sleep. See, that's I think this is a fundamental flaw when we're talking about relationships in 2024, which is why the majority of men and women aren't really going to be together, because y'all want this perfect somebody to babysit me and take care of everything and wipe away. And like, nah, you're going to have to be dedicated in your mind to say, yo, you're the same person that when I was dating, my wife is my jump off. My wife is my side piece. Listen, I could literally look at my wife and be like, we have a whole mountain of dishes. Let's go run upstairs, go deal with this right quick, and come back and deal with these dishes.
That's not how it works, though. It sounds cute, though. I love it.
Hold
It
on, ma'am. This is my reality. It's not even about how this works. This is my reality, and it's been my
That's your
reality for
reality.
over
That's
12 years.
Erica, you next. Erica, you next. I promise
So
you.
what I'm saying is unless you guys are committing to the wrong men, or the wrong men are picking the wrong women, then we need to gut check ourselves, because the person you actually love, I think somebody already said it, that when men love, we love hard. You ever had a man give up a whole roster for you? Like, just be honest and give up a whole roster for you. Do you know what that looks like?
Yes, I do.
Hey, what they say, if you want to be the town bread maker, you need to make all the bread.
All I'm
Can I
saying
support
is,
that?
all I'm saying, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that there's not nuances and everybody's life isn't the same, is the same. What I am saying is there has to be a focused attention to want to provide that above being tired. Because guess what? When it comes down to cheating, nobody's taking into the account of the fact that somebody worked 90 hours. There are CEOs who make over $1 billion a year who get cheated on because they were never home. And that's the reason they're taking care of everything, done paid debts. There's women that have been taking care of men for years that are getting cheated on. There has to be a dedicated, intentional focus. That's all I wanted to drop up here and say, because if my wife saw this right now, she would kill me. So I love you all. I respect Kiki. I respect what you're saying. I really do. I really do. But I had to
Go be with
disagree
your
with you.
wife, man. Have a
Let me
good
clarify
anniversary
something.
weekend, brother. I appreciate you
Nah,
I
coming
wanted to
on.
congrats.
clarify with him.
Tell
Sorry.
your wife I
Comrade.
said happy anniversary, man. All
No,
right,
Kiki,
Erica.
what were you saying?
Can I go ahead
Oh,
and
No,
sorry,
say
my
my
bad.
Erica's
goodbyes
next.
with
Let
him?
Erica next. Erica
Well,
gonna
I'm
jump through
gonna
this
agree. I'm
screen.
gonna
Erica,
agree
go.
with what
Or
Conrad said. I see what you're saying 100%. You know, we have to make this time. Kiki, I see what you're saying. At a certain point, we have to still stay in our masculine side and be the caregivers, right? And I see what Conrad is saying. Conrad, we are not always in the mood because females, if we have a dishes dirty, we're not going to be in the mood. So I think it's a compromise and understanding how the
that's what I was trying to
female
say.
brain
Yeah, I think you
works.
guys are kind of taking it the wrong way.
In order to have a relationship, we have to understand each other, in a balance, and that's where the key is. And I think that's what Kiki was trying to say.
That's
Um,
exactly what I was trying to say. The
but
balance
yes,
helps.
but the part where you were saying that we have to, the guy has to come home and clean the dish, and the reality is they probably gonna bathe your kid and do it wrong, so you don't want them doing it anyway. So
No,
I mean,
what
I
I was
think
referring was the part that he was like, yeah, the freaky side, like you guys lost the touch. And I'm like, well, you want to know what turns us on? Then you guys do that. That's going to turn us on. That's what I was
Ma'am.
referring to. Not like
And,
every,
and
like
this and this
DM
is where
everything.
again
Because
I
of
just
course
gonna
not.
respectfully I'm gonna disagree on that and I'm gonna push back because I come home, I work, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning every morning. I'm out of my house at
what
five
time your wife
o'clock.
wakes up?
My wife doesn't wake up until 7. She's not out of the house until 7:30. She doesn't catch her train until 7:43. She's not at her office until 8:30. She leaves
She
her
has a
office
kid.
before I leave my office. When I come home, immediately, okay, dishes out the way because I know I want my wife's attention. I want my wife's time. What dishes out the way,
That's
kids out the
exactly what I
way,
was trying to
and
say.
I'll just say this: my kids are clean. Especially my son. I don't let him get away with that. No, at the minute I walk in the house, you smelling like daycare. Let's do this.
We would
Why?
love to have your wife in the chat sometime and talk, see her
Yeah, I
perspective.
mean, because you're
Per-
basically what you're saying is what I'm
It's
saying.
perspective.
That
It's
in an
No,
ideal
perspective.
no,
world, that will be great.
but here's the thing.
You're doing that.
Again, I'm intentional about that, right? So if we're picking men that aren't intentional, and I'm going to
You're
speak
right.
from your side, if you're picking men that are not intentional about you, as
Hmm.
to the brother said, DL said that he's giving up things for you, he's making that sacrifice before you for you. If we're
Right.
not picking intentional men, then yes, we're going to get unintentional consequences. We're going to get unintentionally hurt because he didn't have the intentions to be that for us. Likewise, the same thing, and men, we know this actually more than, and we experience this more, that a woman that is intentional about us, oh, you don't have to tell her too much. She acquiesces the minute you even appear. She have a random conversation with you and find out what you like. But anyways, I digress. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
You did.
brother.
I agree, Concord.
My,
Concord.
Conrad.
I
Conrad.
can't see it. Like it's too small. It's on my phone. But you know what? I agree with you.
Comrade, you better do them dishes
Hey,
and stop
all I
playing.
know
You,
is
you,
like,
you
Hey,
you
they've
go
been
ahead
done.
and
They've
do
been
those
done.
dishes and take your woman to the bed.
So
Yeah,
hold
I
on
mean,
now.
I'm on your side. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I was just saying, you guys heard that line of like, oh yeah, have the man do all that. It was just more of like, if a woman's doing it all the time and the man's not helping to help a balance, then guaranteed if she comes home once a month and you do that, that's where the freaky side is going to come. That is what I was trying to refer to my story. I'm not saying, okay, I need a man that's going to like really take care of everything and I'm gonna like come home and then like, yeah, that's how it's gonna work. No, of course I believe in being in my feminine side and whatnot. and then the man being
Sean
in
ain't
their
buying
backyard.
it.
Let me give
Shout out
hold
to
on before
Sean.
you jump in there, DL. I know DL got something to say. Let me put you. I see what she's saying because I've been lucky enough. My wife knows the difference between a blowjob and fellatio. Get my dick, she knows the difference between fucking and intercourse. She knows the difference. So, and I know what you're saying. There's been times like, when I even said this on Will's thing where she was gone and I had made myself something to eat and I decided just to clean up the kitchen and put the dishes away and stuff like that.
That's hot right there.
And then she came home and she was like, you did this, you did this and did that. And she was like, boy, okay, I see what's going to happen. It's about to go down.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
It does. But that was an extra thing. It shouldn't be the expectation or what I need to do in order to get what I should be getting. That was just some extra sugar on top.
You want to
a
turn
little
us
weight
on?
off of our shoulder. That's what I'm saying. It takes a weight off of our shoulder where we're able to have that energy to give you guys what you want. A lot of times guys complain because we can't give it to them. It's not an excuse. It's just a reality of like, damn,
Energy.
we're tired. Our energy. Like, yeah, like we have a lot of things going on too. Sometimes we're emotionally drained.
Thank
or we
you,
can have a
Kiki.
bad day too.
Okay.
There's
Let
guys do too. I'm not saying it's just all women.
I hear
Guys do too. But that's why.
Let me let DL get in here. He's been waiting patiently. What's up, DL?
Man, look. You know what I mean? And Sister Eric, I'm so glad you popped on. All I did was put on my hat. I've been waiting for this opportunity. I've been waiting for this opportunity. Now, and I, when this conversation comes up, what Sister Kiki said, and I hear what you're saying. I hear you, sis. I do. All the women, I hear you guys. But what I got to say to that is,
I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
when women come in here, a lot of like the point, and they were saying, these guys don't be doing da 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 da. It's kind of what Brother Conrad was saying. You chose the wrong nigga. Right now, we're gonna talk about anecdotal experiences. I'm the kind of guy that I'm in relationships. She really don't have to do nothing. Maybe put the clothes in the dryer. Maybe. Right? We're doing all sorts of stuff. Like, we're traveling the world. We're having fun. We're doing exciting things. We're going to the range. I'm keeping her up to speed on our weapons. We're dancing. We're going out. Salsa, bachata, merengue. We stepping. We're going to concerts. We're living the life. When she comes home, I'm not sitting there like, now do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. She has her, and matter of fact, most of the time she has her own place to maintain as well. Right? Because we have our, we still have our separate spaces. I tell men, like, you have to keep women, you got to keep that fire burning. It's not necessarily, doing the dishes or whatnot. You got to find a way to keep it burning. You got to stay in shape as a man. You got to still be a leader. You got to be everything you was when you met her. And if she gets to a point where she's like, I'm too tired to have sex with you, bro, that tells me she ain't rocking with me anymore. Because she wasn't too tired, like Brother Sean said in the beginning. She wasn't too tired to smash in the living room. She wasn't too tired to do the walk around. Y'all probably don't know what the walk around is. That's when y'all together, y'all entwined, and you walk her around to every wall in the house so she could touch every wall while you smashing. That's the walk around. She wasn't too tired to do the walk around. Now she don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Now she don't want to do whatever. That means there's something else going on. There's something else going on. And like to Brother Conrad's point, somebody gave up. And then what Brother Sean was saying is 100%. You ain't gonna smash me, right? You too tired to be with me, but you going out with your homegirls, getting all pretty and getting all dressed up. What you going out to do? Whose attention are you going after? Because you don't want mine now, right? So all that stuff about I'm too tired and it's so much going on at the house. Man, stop that. I'm just letting you know. Like, I'm a single guy right now. I got my daughter. Right. If there's any dishes in the kitchen, I got to take care of that. Who's doing the laundry? I'm teaching my daughter how to do the laundry, how to keep the house clean, how to do this, how to do that, how to cook. You know what I mean? My daughter's learning. Right now. She making pancakes from scratch. We ain't going to McDonald's. Most of the women I deal with, and I'm not trying to brag or nothing like that. It's just, I tell men, like, you want to be the best version of yourself, which means cook. They say the fastest way to a man's heart, is through his belly, but they really say it's through his, lower than his belly. Fastest way to a woman's heart, bro. Cook something good. Cook something real good. bring it to the house and just make it look right. Guess what? She gonna have that burning desire. And when that desire goes away, it ain't because of all the stuff that Sister Kiki was mentioning at all. And what Sister Erica was saying at all. It's something else. It's about normally the dude. He done stepped off his game. You know what I mean? So Brother Conrad, what was he saying? We work hard. He leaves. He knows where his wife is. She knows where he is. He stays on his game. He ain't gonna never worry about her not wanting to do something. So it's just when women say this stuff, I be sitting back like I put my cap on every single time. Like, nah, you tripping, shorty. If you got the guy that you want to be with, and you telling me that you can't bend it over for him one time while you doing the dishes, you telling me that ain't sexy? I can't tell you how many times women done climbed into the shower with me. I'm really trying to get to work. I got somewhere to go. She climbing in the shower trying to get hers. You know what I mean? Like what you doing and climbing right out. It don't take no 15 minutes neither. We doing it.
Oh, we know that.
Of course, you're gonna have those nights you put in them long sessions and do the slow and all that, and have everybody squirting all over the place and shaking and everything. Of course, you're gonna do that, but not every time. Sometimes you just want to get in there, hit it like a ninja and run away. And if she ain't letting you do that, you did something wrong. I'm finished. That's all my smoke.
That's what's up, brother. Anybody want to rebut before I get the final thoughts and close this thing out?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Sean.
Right. So y'all are demanding now in 2024 protection and provision in order to give up the coochie, but also he has to be domesticated. Right. That's wild as hell. So he needs to pay the bills, make sure your ass is safe, but also he needs to split the dishes and shit with you. That sounds petty as fuck. What happens when it's time to clean these gutters? Are you gonna
I clean my gutters.
Again, I think it's just a balance.
Oh,
Somebody is more better than the other, and it's just all what I'm saying. My whole conclusion of everything is that it needs to be a healthy balance between two person working together as a team, playing your role, his role, but you may not be so good at something that person does that can replace that part from you.
But I don't think you believe. I don't
I'm
think
sorry?
you believe. I think what you're saying is the same thing that some people say when they say we need to get on the same page. They really mean you need to get on their page, right? So when you say a healthy balance, you mean a balance as it relates to what would be considered your responsibilities. You don't want to take no trash out. You don't want to cut no grass. You ain't gonna fix this fucking car.
I don't know who you're talking to.
You don't want women don't
I
even
mean,
want
I'm
gas
willing to do
cars.
it
They
because I'm
want us to
a
gas
fixer.
cars.
I can
They
do
want
all
gas
that.
up both cars. But that's you and you. I'm talking about women in general,
I'm
right?
talking about. I don't care about anyone
Right.
else.
I'm just saying we're talking in general, right?
Don't interrupt, Eric.
Y'all don't even want to you want us to wash the cars, you want us to keep the cars maintenance, you want us to gas the cars up, you want us to pay for the cars, all types of shit, right? My point is that if you're not so attracted to your man that it has to be conditional, that you all are intimate, then that to me is the gateway drug to supplemental vagina. Right? And here's my last point, right? This is what y'all will do times too, right? Y'all will put all these expectations on your man, right? Which, okay, let's say that's fair. The problem is when the side nigga comes to give you some side nigga dick, there are no expectations on him but to provide the dick. Amazing.
What was that again? What's the last part? I didn't hear it.
When the side nigga comes to drop
Now
off
your hearing's bad.
side dick, there are no expectations on him except to drop off
Let me
dick.
know when it's my time.
All right, Erica, you go ahead and respond.
But Erica, before you go, como se dice side dick in español?
No sé, no sé. I don't know, but I'll come back to that once I think. But let me tell you, you guys, it's really cute how you guys like, oh, I have to like pay the bills. I got to do this. It sounds cute. What about these females that got their shit together? Like that's the problem with you guys that and there's another guy that talks a lot of talk in some of these podcasts. I'm sure that Damien is just and jerks don't know who I'm talking about. I don't want to take it. I'm gonna take it to the park and I'm gonna take it to like cheap dates. Bro, females today make money. They work, they maintain their home, they take their trash, they cut their grass. Okay, I think this is where you guys are getting confused. So women are able to match or make even better. So when it comes to all this little story that you guys have, women are working their asses off. So when we come home, we have to balance each other, okay? And this is what part that you guys in this generation are missing. We are strong. We want to be feminine, but what happens is we're coming to a generation, there are a bunch of pussies. And they're like, oh, you're using me for my money. I already got my money. I want a man that's going to show up and take the trash out and not complain and take the responsibility away from me and cut the grass. But you guys are saying all these stories, but you guys don't cut the grass. That's the problem.
Okay, Norma Ray. We gonna go there.
That's
All
what
right.
crackheads.
So with that being said, we have come to the conclusion. So you come there on Tuesday. You gonna be here on Tuesday?
I'm gonna be here on Tuesday. My friend is gonna be here on Tuesday. She's worse than me.
Okay,
So
so
are you
I'm gonna
guys
give y'all that
ready?
work on
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I don't even know
Y'all
what
getting that work.
I don't even
Listen,
know what the
I
title
work-
is, but I know you're gonna be there. Anybody
It's gonna be
want to fight?
50-50.
Kiki,
That's what it's gonna
if
be.
you go available Tuesday, you come on Tuesday. Anybody on the
Listen,
panel want to come on Tuesday?
I'm not gonna
I
wear
was
my
on last
contacts
night.
on Tuesday because all this conversation got my contacts twitching. I'm like, well, I can't see nobody. It's serious. We're going there.
I see it squirt one time and now your contacts. Girl, I see it squirt one time, your contacts ain't acting right. Come on now.
No, it's
Kiki, I
because
like you.
I was trying to focus. I was like focusing, and it's not 2020. Okay, I'm required to wear the hard, tiny little contacts. I ain't doing that. I have to wear the soft one, but I'm gonna be wearing my
You guys
glasses
are
next
crazy.
time.
All right.
So that way I can focus.
All right. We have come to the conclusion of the show. This is 3 hours. I usually only do 2-hour shows, but we were rocking out and I was enjoying
Nah,
all
this is
of
a good show.
y'all
Yeah.
so much that I let it go an
Fun
extra
and everything.
hour. So I'm gonna say thank you for guys for providing such like a good show and insightful and entertaining. I really appreciate you. And thank you to the chat. You guys was rocking with me the whole time. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that. I'm gonna pass it to everybody. If you got a final thought, feel free. If not, if you just want to let people know how to get a hold of you, where you go, Erica? You just jumped off. Maybe she didn't want nobody to know where she was. She just wanted to be the ninja.
I was trying
if
to
you
follow
got
her too on IG. I'm just kidding.
what you call it? If you got there she go.
She came back.
All right.
There she go.
So if you want to say a final thought, please feel free to. If not, please let people know how to get a hold of you if you want them to. If not, you ain't gotta say shit. All right, Erica. Erica, let's start with you.
I'm
What do
gonna
you
be
want to
here on
say?
Tuesday, and this is gonna get good.
You're gonna get that work.
I'm bringing my
All
popcorn.
right.
Let's bring our pop. Actually, we should have like a little wine, because this is gonna get good.
I knew I got to deal with some crazy people. Always have me a drink before I jump on this thing, man.
Straight up.
I have more than one. I don't know. You guys are earlier. It's almost 2:00 over here, and I was drinking. So
Okay.
Oh, she in my time zone. I better go hide. She in my time zone, goddammit.
So you want to put any way for people to get a hold of you, or just want them to come here and see you on Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay. What about you, Miss Polly?
Okay. Yeah. Final thought. I guess overall, like I said, I really don't see the need to cheat or lie about what you want and what you need. So it's unfortunate that people have to continue to live with people who just aren't honest with themselves and what they want. I don't know. But I know it's weird for me to say I don't know. I can't connect to that part of people. But if you guys want to check out some content from me, I'm at the YouTube channel Miss Polly Wright on Instagram, also on all platforms. And if you want a consultation, talk about relationships and all that stuff, I do those also on Facebook and things like that.
All right. I forgot to give Erica her flowers, so hold on. That's for Erica.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, Miss Shelby. You know what? Shelby gets a lot of love because she came early. She came on time. She was one of the few who showed up and represented from minute one. and that's probably late with you. So I appreciate you. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you applause before and after you say anything.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm ready for bed.
Okay.
I'm ready to like go out of this chat like
I know. So
minutes ago. But women, I feel like y'all wasting your breath, like you're preaching to a choir that's not listening. So but yeah, you can reach me at Shelby Kingsley on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Kiki.
Yes,
What you got?
do not cheat. Cheat is not good. If you love me and respect me, just let me know. Be straightforward. I don't believe in cheating. I don't do it. It doesn't feel right. Um, yeah, and you can follow me on Instagram at Live Beautifully. And
Homie Sean, what's up, brother? You on
been
mute.
waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this moment.
I knew it started coming.
Yo, look, man. Fellas, I'm looking to the camera. Don't you let these women language. Don't you let these women hold the pussy hostage, bro. Don't let them do it. This is what you need to do. Listen to your boy Sean. Keep you $40 on standby.
Oh my goodness. Them damn $40.
That $40 is your gateway to some fun. You feel me? Nah, but at the end of the day, real talk. Yeah, cheating is something that we choose to do. You can easily just check out of a relationship. It's not even that deep. If you stay, don't weaponize what happened against the person, and just know that cheating is a choice. And yeah, that's all I need. That's all I need. And I'm Sean.
So hold on. Go ahead, brother.
Antonio on Instagram. Sean Antonio Experience on YouTube.
The man, DL Saint, brother. I really appreciate you rocking with us, coming up here with some dope insights. So what you got for him on the way out the door?
Yeah, man. Normally on Fridays I'm tied up, but my Fridays are freed up, so I'm gonna be home more. So appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother Dame. Thank you for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. To all the ladies here today, I'm telling you, if I weren't so focused on my daughter, y'all would be in trouble. I would be in real trouble. Y'all would be in trouble. Y'all cool. Y'all keeping it 100, but really though, seriously, the dating game has changed, man. The sexual marketplace has changed. It's unrecognizable from back in the the late 80s into the 90s when I was doing my thing and coming up. And that's due to technology. But the one thing to realize though, the one thing that will never change is, keep it 100, don't lie. Cheating is those people who are out there lying and manipulating or whatever. Don't lie. If you're dealing with you're in a situation and you know you're not going to be monogamous, and you know that's what that person wants, give them the opportunity to choose. Don't be stingy. Don't be that person. Man and women. Women out here getting it. They're really getting it. Again, thanks to technology. There's women over here running game on dudes over in London, running game on dudes over in Frankfurt. Running game on dudes over in Tokyo because they can. And I'm not mad at them. All's fair in love and war. That's how I look at it. So just keep it 100. Don't lie. I will be available Tuesday. I promise you I'm coming through on Tuesday. If I'm in the car, I'm going to be here because I want to hear what's going to happen on Tuesday. I got to be here for that. And the last thing I tell these dudes out here, bro, you're in a relationship with a woman, don't be boring. Don't be boring. Because if you're boring, she going to go accidentally fall on somebody else's thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Well, you can find me.
How to get a hold of you?
How to get a hold of me. You can find me on YouTube, DL Saint, I Really Want to Know podcast. On Instagram, I Really Want to Know, on one word, I Really Want to Know podcast on Instagram. And that's pretty much where I dwell. If you're ever in the Tampa area, I'm in Central Florida. If you're ever in the Tampa area, I am a stand-up comedian. We do shows periodically all over the place. So just hit me.
I'm in Orlando.
Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. Help. It's over now, bro. But we do shows here. Our next event, we haven't announced yet, but it's coming up pretty soon. We normally do shows at this venue called Status. But you can catch me everywhere. You can catch me at the Funny Bone. Used to be the Improv, now the Funny Bone. You can catch me at Side Splitters and everywhere in between. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, bro. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother. All right, my man. Me and this cat be on so many shows together. It's just a joy having him, rock out with him. Sophisticated Jerk, what you got to say?
Nah, great show, Damien. Thanks for having all of us. Everybody was dope, man. Very good perspective. So I always love like these panels and stuff. We can have some fun, but we always all keep it respectful. So definitely a good production, Dame. I like how you did the stats and you tied that into the overarching conversation. Don't cheat. Tuesday, tune in. Erica and her friends gonna get that work, so definitely tune in Tuesday. But I would just say, balance is very important to a relationship, but we also got to balance them damn bills. So Erica, 50-50, drizzle.
Oh my God. No 50-50, Manic.
All right. So I just got to say, I'm just going to close it out with this is, I really appreciate everybody coming on. I had a great time getting to know everybody and just having a great discussion with you guys. And wake up, Miss Polly. I'm just messing with you. It was just great to know everybody and great to rock out with your body. I appreciate you coming through. The chat was dope. I appreciate them showing much love. I guess show love to Pata. She was here since minute one. And if you ever want to come up next on Tuesday, let me know. I'll reach out to you. Maybe you can come up and actually be on the panel next time because I really appreciate things you were saying on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'll be waking up at 7 o'clock with these.
Well, no, I'm gonna hit you up on the product. I'm talking about Pata in the chat.
I apologize. Yeah. I'm sorry. See, I'm not here. I'm not ready. I apologize.
About cheating is that short-term gratification can always lose to long-term miscommunication, bad feelings, resentment, or what have you. Dio touched on it earlier in the conversation. There's that kind of like a parable that I kind of like live by that I like tell to the young cats. It's like, when it comes to cheating, this is the way I look at it. And this can go for men or women. Imagine that you found your perfect job, a dream job. Somebody's going to pay you $10,000 a month to do a job. You agree on what's necessary to get the job done and you get the job. But you find out 6 months, the job's you get used to the job. It's kind of easy, get kind of mundane, kind of routine. So you start kind of slacking off, not doing your best at work at the job, but you're still getting your money. So it's all good. 9 months in there, you thinking I could do this job. It's no frills. I can do a job with one hand tied behind my back. So you even go and get another job because you're just getting greedy now. Now you want all the money. You're like, I want that money and your money, what have you. And then nothing happens. So a year from now, you get your paycheck, and instead of that $10,000 a month, you see $6,000. And then your boss could be like, what's up with that? What's up with my 10 grand? You was like, well, when you agreed to do this job, there were certain parameters and understandings that we had that I put a value of $10,000 a month if you completed them to my satisfaction. You have not done that. I feel like the work that you're doing now is only worth $6,000. So you go to them and say, okay, I'm so sorry. I'll quit the other job. I'll work twice as hard or what have you. And what do I got to do to get my 10 grand back? And the person says, I'll never give you 10 grand ever again. I just don't think your work ethic and the person that you are, I can trust that you'll do work worth 10 grand. So what happens is I'll give you 6 grand, and in 3 years, 5 years, you'll work your way up to 8 grand. And maybe in another 5 years after that, I'll give you 8,500, possibly 9 grand, but you'll never be worth that original 10 grand to me ever again. So you have to decide whether or not you still want to do this job, knowing that you'll never get back to the 10 grand that you had when you first started the job. I think that's the way I view infidelity. It's like, no matter what happens, if you stay in this situation, you're never going to get 100% of the person that they were. You're going to miss out on a lot of different things that you could have gotten from that person. I mean, and so why sacrifice it for something that's not going to pay you that other 4 grand that you're missing, So that's my philosophy on it. Don't cheat. If you feel like you need to, talk to your spouse, get some help. If not, get out of the relationship, be gone, or what have you, because short-term thinking is going to lead you down a path you probably want to go to. So that's all I got to say. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give myself a round of applause. I can do that. This is my show.
Man, give yourself a down to Marco.
You say what? Appreciate it. All right. So next show is going to be Tuesday, 9 p.m. Erica's going to be coming ready to fight. Jerica's going to be coming to fight. DL's going to be ready to fight. So we're going to go and we're going to fight.
We're going to fight.
Nah,
I'm an Aries. I love to fight.
So I got to pick a topic that's going to cause some real discussion. It's going to be good. I try to pick good stuff. So I'll figure out something that's going to cause the most spirited discussion possible, but respectfully, of course. So yeah, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Feel free to come. I'm sure anybody who follows me, follow me on IG. Can I Get Some Podcast? Or my YouTube channel is Can I Get Some Podcast? So just like and subscribe, set your notifications so you can get it. And I will see everybody Tuesday. So peace out. Jerk, stay behind if you want to. All right. So let me go ahead and get ready to end this thing.